Alright guys, so this is day one of Google Cloud certification, and I'm on a page here where there are rankings going on for the certifications. So thank you for the reminder of recording podcast. So 15 top paying ID certifications for 2020, and that's where 2019 didn't have that. The first certification is Google Cloud, and 2018 didn't have that, but 2020 have actually this Google Cloud certification as the top one. Otherwise, the top one was AWS for 2017, 2018, 2019, and or the top 5 had AWS, and then all about security and risk and information systems control, project management, and then again security, certified information system security. So among the top 5, 2 are the Google Cloud or the cloud platforms, Google and AWS, and the rest of the other 3 are from the top 5 are security certifications. Well, okay, one is project management, but you can see in the top 10 there's Vmware as well, and AWS certified cloud practitioner. This is a beginner for AWS, and this is also one of the most in demand right nowadays going on. And then goes down to 11th. So within top 15 we have Azure Fundamentals and Azure Administrator Associate as well. And still for the experienced ones, it's the 125,000 per year is for Azure Administrator, and AWS Certified Solutions Architect Associate, that is 149,000. So it goes on, and so that's how we get it. Citrix is then within the top 15, 13th and 15th is Citrix, while CCNP of Cisco is on 14th. So you can see that I was also amazed when I saw in 2020 ranking for global knowledge, that is this is an academy, IT institute that is spread across the planet, and especially government and banks and big organizations send their administrators, those who are already handling big networks, they send their administrators to global knowledge. And so that's how global knowledge also get to know that what are the industry, IT industry really looking for, what skills are they looking for, and then they line up all the certifications of 2017, 18, 19, and now 2020. So these are the certifications, and yeah. So Jintan says in the chat they're making money only. Global knowledge, yes, global knowledge. When I was in Scotiabank, so there also they offered training, and that was like, go ahead, and they actually started a video. The instructor was sitting or was available in another room, or sometimes with us, and they just put on a video for Exchange Server 2013 at that time, and we were supposed to watch all the video, and if there are any questions, then we would ask the administrator, and we were like, what? So that's how global knowledge really did it. But since big companies send them, send administrators, so at that time we were installing the newest version of Exchange, so that's why they sent. So global knowledge would have at least an idea about what are the requirements in the IT industry, and they would go for, oh wow, do you have Google certified course? We have Google platform in the company, and we want our administrators to be certified of Google services. So that's why this is very informational in terms of what demands they got from the IT industry, and then they lined up the certifications according to those demands they received. So yeah. And yeah, Milab says cloud and virtualization 70% of the list. Yes, cloud and virtualization are 70% of the list. So VCP 6, data center virtualization. So VMware, I'm just pressing every time that it's really, really important. And we're seeing this and some other lineups of the list. You can see that what we have lined up for, or what I've given you as objectives that go for these certifications. So these are coming from other big vendors as well, that the combination of certifications that you must have, right? All right, so let's go ahead and try to talk about Google Cloud. Okay, so yeah, there is that Google Cloud Certified Associate Cloud Engineer. The name of the certification is Associate Cloud Engineer. So that this certification is Google Certified Professional Cloud Architect. So you're on your way to earn the professional. Even in AWS Certified, we went for associate level, and even that was not that easy. But that was a good platform, good basis to start and do your own preparation for the professional level, because associate level is also tough enough that it will prepare you for the professional level, right? So that's why we start with associate. It's not beginner, but it's not at very advanced as well, but it is advanced enough, so it's good enough to know all the services and some big labs. Okay, so when it comes down to the data centers that Google Cloud has, so they also are across the planet, but Google is the third best cloud services offerer. Wow, is that even a word? Offerer. Okay, there's a question in the chat. Why Google Cloud is the top? Okay, so that's what I'm going to be explaining as well. Why it is on the top in 2020. So now this is the Google Cloud is the top certification that people have been doing, and why it is on the top, because this is more developer and programmer heaven than the system administrators like us. We are towards handling resources, but this is more bent towards programmers and developers, and that's a big chunk in the IT field, that they are creating a lot of software, they're creating a lot of APIs, they're coming up with a lot of applications and connectivity and scripts. So that's why Google Cloud, since the programmers have become huge in demand now because of the cloud being all software, and programmers are coming up with as many applications and connections to the applications and components of applications. So developers need to really test everything quickly and fast, and need those kind of tools that are going to make their job easier. And Google Cloud is the pioneer in developer and programmer related tools. Kubernetes and containerization. So Kubernetes and containers. Google Cloud was way back playing with that, or offering this to programmers, than AWS and Azure combined. So that's why since the developers and programmers are much more in demand since the cloud services started being offered. So this is a heaven of programmers and developers. But obviously they do need virtual machines, they do need storage, networking, databases, the same what we have talked about in AWS and Azure as well. Okay, so, but we're going to talk in detail. Chintan says, I heard some banks using IBM Cloud in DevOps. Okay, so yeah, wherever so IBM, many banks and big organizations would have central contract with IBM. They would have bought a lot of hardware from IBM, right? So IBM would have offered them much cheaper rates access to a lot of services. So it would be a bit cheaper for them to do the certifications of IBM. But yes, IBM is also a strong competitor in the field, but not one of the top. And Mohammed Isaac says the concept of buckets in the Google Cloud. Yeah. So normally we are supposed to bring buckets. It could be full of water, or it could be full of candies as well, or anything else. But okay, I'm just kidding. So yes, concept of buckets. Buckets is just a folder where you can upload files and folders. So it's just like Google Drive. It's just like OneDrive in Azure, Google Drive in that Google account that you get. But we're going to go to the storage. We're going to talk in detail about storage and buckets. But we also know that buckets is a concept in AWS, right? So how come Google is also exactly saying the same name for the storage container as buckets? Because AWS is also doing the same thing. So why AWS or Google have sued each other? So they are using. You're going to see that many of the names of AWS are being used in terms of cloud components in Google as well, Google Cloud as well. So I don't know how they're collaborating with each other in this way. So if we go ahead and talk about, well, yes, they are also across the planet, and then it comes down to the concepts again. What is cloud computing? So it should offer on-demand self-service, no human intervention needed to get resources. So one of the main points of cloud computing is that it should be on-demand self-service, right? So you want to create a virtual machine. Okay, so you go there, you create an account in their Google Cloud or AWS Cloud or Azure Cloud, and simply start creating virtual machines. So it is self-service you're getting. Broad network access from anywhere. So obviously from across the planet, anywhere you can just access Google Cloud or Azure Cloud or AWS Cloud. And then resource pooling, provider shares resources to customers. So this means that all the resources, underlying hardware resources and software resources should be provided as much as needed. Suppose you want to create 200 virtual machines. Now Black Friday is coming, Boxing Day is coming, so huge amount of users would be going to, a huge number of users would be going to the Best Buy website and other websites. So resource pooling, when there are millions of users coming there, then how many resources you need for that website? A lot of processing, a lot of bandwidth, and a lot of virtual machines in the background, a lot of RAM is needed. So can they scale up to that level? So yes, all the cloud services can scale up to that level. And rapid elasticity, get more resources quickly as needed, and you need more, you get more. Measured service, pay only for what you consume. So that's cloud computing. We are remotely connecting to their data centers, and then we can do self-service, and with self-service we can start virtual machines, we can create folders or buckets, we can create networking, and we can create databases. So how did we get here? Where are we going? So we used to create, first of all, there used to be physical servers, and then came the virtualization, where the physical servers became virtual machines, and now it became virtualized, right? So storage, processing, memory, network are all software based now, and then it became serverless. So this is cloud. So from physical server to virtualization to now cloud, where underlying hardware is not our issue anymore. Until it was virtualization, still we need to handle underlying hardware until virtualization. Now we don't need to be connecting to underlying hardware. It's just software in front of us and somebody else's hardware we're renting, and you can create 200 virtual machines for 6 months, run some applications, do a business, earn millions of dollars as a company, and then when you don't, your project is finished, you earn millions of dollars, and you can shut down those machines and delete those machines. You don't have to pay for the maintenance of your data center anymore. So that's why data centers of the companies are shrinking, but they are not going away yet. But by next 5 years, we can say, yeah, the majority of the companies' own data centers will be either shrunk a lot or gone for good. So it will be all cloud after that. It's already very cloudy, and it's going to be much cloudier next decade. It will all be just somebody else's data center, right? So that's why we could also do one thing. We can just purchase a house, and in its basement we can have a lot of latest IBM or Dell physical servers, and then come up with the software from open source, Openstack software, and just sell our services, cloud services, to someone else. So we can do that too. Okay, it needs a lot of investment and secure data center. Anyway, so this is how we have been going. Now GCP, what is GCP? Google Cloud Platform, right? GCP. GCP computing architectures meet you where you are. So just like Azure and AWS cloud platforms, so GCP also offers all the services. So compute engine is virtual machines. So let's start virtual machines in Azure. Let's start EC2 instances in AWS. Let's start compute engine in Google Cloud. So they're just virtual machines, right? And Kubernetes engine, that's where the specialty of Google Cloud comes. Although everyone else is now offering, Kubernetes here, but Google Cloud is the pioneer of containerization and Kubernetes. So that's where, and we still call it a developers heaven or programmers heaven, the Google Cloud platform, right? So then there is App Engine for all the applications you want to run. For all the virtual machines, it's Compute Engine. For Kubernetes, it's containers can be on top of that. We're gonna go in depth and talk about that too. Okay, Shinzen says security is also important as everything is on cloud. Exactly. So that's why top 5 certifications, two of them are security. So definitely you're right. And that's why, guys, my suggestion, at least on your resume, there should be a word security for any one of the certifications. So do a security certification as well. Either a vendor neutral security certification like CISSP or CEH, or go for any vendor-based certification for security like Azure, AZ500, Azure Security, or AWS Security, right? So then there's Cloud Functions, and that is serverless logic, or you can put the code there, and they're going to run your code without you worrying about the underlying hardware. And managed services, automated elastic resources, so you can just have um, you know auto scaling, like auto scale was a feature for virtual machine in AWS, where one virtual machine is there, and an automatic copies of or clones of that virtual machines will be created. So this elasticity just means that whatever resources you have deployed, like virtual machine or storage or networking, it can scale to whatever levels you want. It can go as big as possible. So well, then Google Cloud, Google Network, hundred thousands of kilometers of fiber cable, 8 subsea cables as well, 8 subsea cables. Now we already know about, or we have heard about subsea. What is the other name for subsea cables? Submarine? No, submarine cables. Yeah, submarine cables. Was that the terminology for that? Yeah. So these are the uh, underwater cables, and this is how they look like, and inside they're so strong. Across the map, if you see that, so continents are connected with under the sea cables, and this is how they lay down all the cables there, and a boat is just putting all the underwater cable, and then this guy is maintaining it as well. There are balloons here to put the cables. If you want to replace them, you can put balloons and they will come up, and you can replace them as well. Underwater, Momosoak says underwater fiber optic submarine cables. Exactly. So these are the so they have their own invested 8 submarine cables. So you can just guess that across the continent, when you're sending data and you want to trust Google Cloud not to use internet, and they're using their own backbone network. So AWS also has that, obviously Azure also has that, and Google Cloud, they're just saying that they have 8 submarine cables. So you can be rest assured that you're actually still traveling, your data is still traveling on their own backbone network, right? Okay, so if that's it, once that's it, so yeah, the one other benefit is that all the sharks and dolphins can also now browse internet as well. So they are more sharper, and someday they will take over the planet as well. Okay, I watch too much movies. It's pandemic. Don't blame me. It's pandemic. Right? Okay, just kidding. So let's go ahead. And we were talking about this. Okay. So there's Milab says Elon Musk has launched Starlink satellites for internet. He may soon release his own ISP in cloud. Wow. Yeah, you're right. Wow. So it's Starlink satellite, but it's still satellite, right? Isn't it a bit slower than? Well, they have their own. That's a good point. Exactly. And maybe he will put his own cable as well there. What does he own? Elon Musk is for AWS. Does he own one of the cloud already? No, no. Okay. Oh, I think that the latest cars, Tesla. Yeah, that one. So that's how it's really. Okay. Okay. So guys, I also I forgot actually. It's copy meeting link, and I forgot to put it on another page. Oh. Okay, so yeah, as we were talking about this, if we go ahead now, so Google Cloud Platform is organized into regions and zones, and there is obviously just like AWS has regions and zones and data centers, so it's the same concept here. Whoever opens Google, cloud services, so there are multiple regions there, and the US and Europe, and then multi-region, you can just they have then zones as well: Europe West 2A, Europe West 2B, Europe West 2C, or Europe East 2ABC, right? Or US East 1, ABC, East 1 ABC, and then East 2 ABC. So it goes on just like AWS has, just like uh, now this then Google Cloud Platforms regions and zones around the world. So they talk about, and then they give all the details here as well in these areas they have. But obviously they don't have as many data centers as Microsoft Azure and AWS or Amazon Web Services. Amazon Web Services still being the top in the cloud services provider in terms of revenue, but Microsoft Azure has the most amount of data centers, but in terms of revenue, it's really catching up with AWS, but still less. And then Google Cloud is the third one now. So Dell Technology, Eddie says Dell Technology is a new cloud from Dell. Oh, okay, so that's cool. Dell Technology is also so there. Yep, it's gonna get very cloudy. Every big vendor is going for cloud platforms there. That's where the whole planet is going towards. Hence this 4-in-1 course where AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, and you know Oracle Cloud. But yeah, after this I'll go for maybe 5-in-1 or 10-in-1 or something like that. Big stunts. Okay, let's go ahead and why choose Google Cloud Platform? So Google Cloud Platform enables developers to build, test, and deploy applications on Google's highly secure, reliable, and scalable infrastructure. So as I was saying again and again, it's a developer heaven. It's a developer heaven. So you would see more towards services that are aligned towards the developers, and that's why if you're a programmer or a developer, you're good to go for this. So Mohammed says if you are a cloud architect and manager, ask you to choose one of AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud to migrate servers to, which one you will use and why? Okay, that's a very good question. So why would you want to go for AWS? There is another slide where exactly that has been mentioned as well. Let me just go through that, and then I will answer that question as well. So normally how the IT industry sees that or has been using it till now, Azure is generally bought by new generation and small to medium sized enterprises. Google Cloud is being used mostly by developers working on enterprise applications. AWS is being bought by everybody else, about 1/3 of the market, exactly 33% as of Q2 2019, according to Synergy Research, no less. So the reason is, first of all, AWS is more stable. Second thing, AWS has been adopted earlier by big corporations. Big companies have also seen the level of outages between AWS and Azure, and it's been Azure or AWS that has been the top in terms of stable platform. But why would you choose one over the other? AWS and Azure pretty much are offering all the services. Some of the services of AWS are cheaper, like virtual machines and storage. Some of the services of Azure are cheaper. With Azure, the main benefit is that majority of the administrators are Microsoft administrators, right? So then adopting Azure is easier for them. So they go for Azure. Otherwise, Azure is offering the same services that AWS is offering. AWS, you need to learn a little more, but AWS's outages are lesser per year than Azure's outages on regional level, zone level. So, but when it comes to best performance, if it is less outages, if Azure has less outages, then Azure can actually reach AWS, and both are providing, you know, then same. It's all about stability and ease of doing some services. They both offer 200 plus services there, and for pretty much every type of scenario. So, but you will compare with performance, which one you want to go for. And big corporates, governments are going for AWS. There's a reason they are still sticking to it, and they have also used Azure as well. And they are using Azure. Big corporates and governments are also using Azure. The thing is, they do offer main services both, so you can go for anyone. But once you see outages, then better go for AWS in terms of stability and pricing of AWS is a bit more. Azure is cheaper than AWS, so you might want to think about the budget, and you might want to think about Azure when you have already known about Microsoft technologies, and Azure is then easier to adopt. So that's where administrators and companies go for Azure. But when they see the outage or some kind of reliability issues, they then switch to AWS. Otherwise, they are offering pretty much same services. Google Cloud, as we already mentioned, that's the third choice. Big companies go for AWS. Their backup is Azure, and Google Cloud. Small to medium-sized companies go for mainly Azure. Their backup is Google Cloud. So normally companies go for one service in Azure, one service in AWS, one service in Google Cloud. They can go that way as well, or they go for just one big. Google Cloud is the cheapest when it comes to price. Azure a bit more pricey, and then AWS more pricey but more reliable, stable, lesser outages per year. So there are many factors, but these are some of those. And it says AWS anytime has more services and better services. Yes, AWS is the pioneer of cloud services, so it's still on the top for many reasons, but Azure is really catching up now. Milab says, do you know any large corp who uses GCP? So Shub says IGM is using GCP. Okay. And McKinsey Financials and Canada Life. Oh, okay. Hey Shub, how do you know all that? Cool. Are you in managed services companies or?
I read in the job description.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, in Google Cloud. Yeah, you go to the Google Cloud site and there are so many companies' names they would have offered there. But maybe the question is that large corporation who has fully is only using GCP. That would be the question, because some services of Google Cloud, some services of Azure, some services of AWS. That's what the companies are doing. Wherever it's cheaper and reliable and keeps their platform running. So companies are going multi-cloud. But has any big company gone totally on Google Cloud? That remains. Those smaller companies I know here in Toronto as well. Small companies all gone totally Google Cloud, but more small companies and medium-sized companies are on totally Azure or AWS. But bigger companies are on AWS. So as we say again and again, yes, GCP is for developers. Exactly. Thank you. So, but GCP, Google Cloud has to also be in the mainstream cloud service providers. So whatever Azure and AWS offers, Google Cloud is pretty much offering all those as well. So the major four are compute, right? The virtual machines and containers. Then second is storage. All three are offering storage. Then networking. All three are offering networking. Then databases. All three are offering databases as well. But again and again, Google Cloud is more bent towards developers' tools and developer resources. And it's been like for a decade, more than a decade, it's been providing that. And again, the containerization, containers and Kubernetes, which is now really a big trend among all companies. And Azure and AWS are catching up with containers and Kubernetes services offering. But Google Cloud is the pioneer in that. So there are some points where Google Cloud really leads and that is containers and Kubernetes. And that's where others are catching up now as well. Hence the certification 2020 certification. Google Cloud is one of the most in-demand certification now. Okay, so Mohammed Isaac says in the chat, if the companies are going for multi-cloud, do they achieve the reliability 99%? Well, normally it's not every company goes for some services here and some services there. So as it says also here, normally big companies have the main cloud services provider as AWS. So this means that majority of their critical workload will be on AWS and as a backup, Azure. So in case AWS goes down, they have their software backup there as well, where they can actually turn on the software. You can also have replication going on between a virtual machine here and a virtual machine there, because it's the application that is being replicated and the data inside. So the backup is Azure, and then goes Google Cloud. So yes, the question is very good, that how can you put your critical resources, some on AWS and some on Google Cloud and some on Azure, and then expect that it will be 99% or above availability. So yes, mainly the workload is on any one cloud, but its backup is the other one. In case there's an outage on the resources in the region of your choice of cloud, then there's a backup on the other cloud is a backup, right? But it's not like you spread the resources across, although you will hear that too, that they do spread the resources, critical resources across, but that's not a, in like AWS, some resources are there and their copies are there in Azure. So that also is done, but not on large scale. Normally you have to choose one cloud for critical resources, and big companies' main choice is AWS. But yes, you cannot achieve, it's not that reliable to have half the resources here in one cloud and half there. It's about services, right? So programming services, you go for Google Cloud, suppose, right? So you put some code there, but for virtual machine services, instances services, you go for AWS. So it's like one service you take from one cloud. It's not like half virtual machines here and half virtual machines here. You took virtual machine services from AWS, so all your virtual machine based workload will be on AWS. Maybe you want to go for containers for Google Cloud, right? So all the containers for you will be on Google Cloud then, across their multiple regions. So that's how you go for one service and achieve its high availability provided by that cloud vendor. So that's how it is. And Mahi says in chat, for Windows infrastructure, which one is more in use, AWS or Azure? I'm talking about the main infrastructure. AWS, main infrastructure would be, normally the Windows administrators and that infrastructure, they tend to go for Azure, because that's the natural selection in the selection process of CSPs or cloud services provider. They would naturally go to Azure, because there's not a lot of learning curve. Second thing, you can synchronize virtual machines easily. We migrated virtual machines, we failed over virtual machines. You can see that it's not that difficult to adopt Azure. So naturally, people would go for administrators, Windows administrators will go for Azure. That's the first choice. And other than that, if you have done AWS as well, and the companies also think that AWS is more stable, then obviously then they would make you learn AWS as well. But mainly, and more jobs in GTA or North America are for Azure, although Google Cloud is also gaining for its own reasons the momentum. So main choice, natural choice for Windows administrator will be Azure. But if the bosses and the technical staff or higher management says no, AWS is more reliable, and our work is so critical, we can't afford that, we have that kind of budget, so yes, definitely you would go for AWS then. But natural choice would be Azure for Windows infrastructure administrators. Ali says, implementing VMware environment in GCP, is that same like other platform? So VMware is, all the data centers of the companies, they have VMware, yes. So does VMware, so VMware has collaboration with, so VMware on AWS, right? So suppose we go VMware on AWS. So that's actually a certification now in VMware, that how to put the whole VMware data center on AWS, right? VMware Cloud on AWS is a separate in-demand certification now in VMware or if you go for VMware on Azure, so they have done some collaboration wherever the vendors want to take their workload from VMware. So Azure VMware solution overview, the new Azure VMware solution is now generally available. So you can see that VMware workload can easily be put on Azure as well. But is that the same case for VMware? Actually, they have gone to every cloud platform. So VMware on GCP. So that's Google Cloud VMware Engine and VMware and Google. So Google Cloud VMware Engine overview, support your enterprise workloads and simplify operations with a fully integrated native VMware experience on Google Cloud. Yes. So VMware has already made collaboration with the three mainstream cloud services providers like AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. So definitely VMware can be easily connected, and the VMware workloads, the virtual machines and applications could be migrated easily, or well, the same way you can go for AWS and Azure. Yes, Google Cloud also has a collaboration with VMware. So yes, VMware is easily going towards, you can put your workload on GCP from VMware as well. Okay, so those are the questions coming our way. Very interesting questions. Why Google Cloud has become all of a sudden in 2020 a great in demand, and well, not only that, it's developer heaven because of companies rushing towards containers and Kubernetes, right? So that's where this Google Cloud platform is, the pioneer. So obviously, we will try to go in depth with that here in Google Cloud platform. And what else they offer overall, whatever AWS and Azure was offering, obviously they offer as well Google Cloud. So you would see some smaller companies fully gone to Google Cloud. One student was saying in the cloud class that, sir, my company is full on Google Cloud. That was like 1.5 years ago. He was saying that. So yes, it has really gained momentum as well because of many services there. And Google Cloud Platform offers services for getting value from data. So compute engine is there, Kubernetes is there. So when we talk about compute, it is your CPU, RAM, and so these are the two things that you would really require for the application to use. So Kubernetes engine, app engine, and then cloud functions. So that's you put the code there, and it underlying CPU and RAM and whatever other storage requirements are there, it just catches that up automatically. So then storage, it goes Bigtable, and then Bigtable is obviously just like NoSQL. You go for cloud storage, just like AWS has S3 bucket, and Azure has the blob and containers. So cloud storage is there, Cloud SQL, Cloud Spanner, Cloud Data Store. So we're going to talk about those as well. Then big data, that's where the specialty of Google Cloud is. Google Cloud specializes in big data related scenarios, right? That's where it's the king. So BigQuery, PubSub, Dataflow, Dataproc, and Data Lab. So we're going to talk about that at least. So big data is all about what's the overall functionality here, or why do you use big data. So you may have uploaded, suppose your company has uploaded last 50 years of data up in Google Cloud. So which Google Cloud or which cloud services like AWS or Azure or Google Cloud, which one offers the best analytical applications that can analyze your data fast, secure, and to the point? So that's where big data comes in. That there's a new certifications now that are called data scientists, right? So you can do those data scientist certifications as well, and big in demand now. So how can you analyze the data that has been collected? Many businesses totally depend on for their next year strategy by getting some very sharp and reports, very intelligent reports out of their huge data from last year of sales across the planet. Suppose it's a big company. So big data really solves a lot of issues and really paves the way for better planning for future products for big companies. So that's why this data scientist and how to manage your data securely and analyze and get some intelligent reporting there, you go for big data there. And machine learning, so that's also in now. There are many certifications for multiple certifications for machine learning by AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud as well. So natural language API, vision API, machine learning, speech API, translate API, application programming interface or API. So for speech recognition, for translation, it has gone so good now, translation, that you speak in a foreign country, you just speak your way, and then the machine just speaks the local accent language to whoever you're talking to, and it's so cool now. So, well, that is all happening because of the programmers working on those machine learning. So machine really learns all what you teach it, but you need to go for those languages and master those, and then put your own code there. So that's where we talk about Google Cloud Platform, that big data is specialization, machine learning is specialization, and overall the developer and programmers heaven. And again, pioneer of containerization and Kubernetes, although all the other cloud platforms are offering that containers and Kubernetes as well, but the Google Cloud was the one that came up with mass container management and deployment, right? So, and containers are used by developers. Okay, so security is designed into Google's technical infrastructure. Obviously, it has to be secure. One of the main concerns of every cloud service providers that they are just setting targets for hackers if their guards are down. So they better be really offering good security for companies' data. It's all about data, right? It's all about data. Your company's secret data is suppose stolen and sold to your rival company, then your company will crash, will go down, will not succeed in the market within few months or few years. You're gone already if your data is stolen, right? So it's all about data where the companies rely on. So then operational security, intrusion detection systems, techniques to reduce insider risk, rogue employees, right? Employee U2F use, and that is multi-factor authentication and software development practices. So internet communication, Google front end designed in denial of service protection. So that's the biggest, one of the big attacks that you can do on a company's network is denial of service. You send so much packets there in many ways that the company services stop offering services, right? They are overwhelmed with a lot of data. So you need to have protection from that as well. Storage services, encryption at rest. Now this is being offered obviously by AWS and Azure as well. They're all data, when the data is not moving, when it is at rest, it is encrypted, right? User identity, central identity service with support for U2F, and again that is multi-factor authentication. Service deployment, encryption of inter-service communication. So between two services, suppose there's a service of compute engine, which is a virtual machine, and service of storage. So any data is being transferred, so it is automatically encrypted. Hardware infrastructure, hardware design and provenance, secure boot stack, and premises security. So obviously everyone's data center is one of the most securest place after military institutes. These data centers are supposed to be the most secure because companies' critical data is placed here, right? So they would go for state-of-the-art security for their protecting their physical data centers, or physically protecting their data centers. Okay, so once we talk about that, then overview of cloud computing, characteristics of cloud computing solutions, access to a broad range of managed IT services and capabilities. Yes, all three clouds offer that. Actually, all 8 or 9 or 10 clouds offer that. There's so many other cloud services now coming up. Then self-service, yes, every cloud offers that. You can create your own virtual machine, you can create your own storage, your own networking, your own database. Pay as you go, yes, everyone offers that too. Improved service resilience and management, yes, service resilience has to be there. Service high availability has to be there. Redundancy has to be there. And management. So yeah, this is what we talked about already in terms of one-liner. And now this is a bit older statement. So if I click that link, and so this article is there, and it talks about its August 2019 article, where it compares the three, right, giants, right? Well, so, and pros and cons of each. Anyway, so I'll just put that there, and in WebEx, and also in, and yeah, the other one as well, so WhatsApp as well. Okay. And two-factor authentication, yes, Mariam, it's a two-factor authentication. So, but we're going to talk about that in detail when we go to IAM. And if we talk about then, so we've been mentioning or discussing this Azure, Google Cloud, and AWS. And then there are some cloud services. So obviously there is IaaS, there's PaaS, and there's SaaS. We may know that as well. So I'll go quick on that, and then we go ahead and explore some more options. So obviously you have in your data centers the physical servers. Well, that would be very less amount. Actually, there would be more, because now the physical servers have hypervisors on top of that. In that term, if you don't have a physical server with operating system and application only, and it's actually having a hypervisor, so in that case you will have, but not a lot. So, but that's mentioned here, the virtualization. So this is our journey in last decade, from physical servers to virtual servers to now three types of cloud. So there's infrastructure as a service, and then there is a platform as a service, and then there's a software as a service. So this infrastructure as a service, this is what we are talking about: AWS, Azure, and now Google Cloud, and then later Oracle Cloud as well. So this is infrastructure as a service that we're talking about. We can create our own infrastructure, our own virtual machines, our own networking, our own storage, our own databases. It's a whole data center available to us, right? And platform as a service. So this is for developers, where underlying hardware is not their concern, but the underlying operating system and the application deployment, the way it is deployed, is what developers handle. But they don't have to go for underlying virtual machines and virtual CPU and virtual RAM. So they're not concerned with that. And then SaaS is that you are not concerned with operating system, the virtual machines, and you're just concerned with the application itself, right? So that is software as a service. This is platform as a service, and this is infrastructure as a service, right? So we're here, and software as a service, while Office 365 would be a good example for software as a service, or G Suite, that is from Google. This is the rival for Office 365. Google platform, or Google has G Suite as well, which is like Office 365 but much cheaper. And so that is software as a service, right? Okay, so if we go ahead here, public, private, and hybrid cloud. So there are three types of those clouds as well, and this is still true nowadays as well. The way a public cloud is an infrastructure, platform, or application service that a cloud service provider delivers for access and consumption by the public. So AWS, Azure, and Google. So IaaS, infrastructure as a service, would be the public cloud platform. And then there is GCP, Oracle Cloud, Dell Cloud, and Alibaba, and all others. A private cloud is a privately owned and managed cloud that offers benefits similar to those of a public cloud, but is designed and secured for use by a single organization. So I don't think any one of us have ever deployed a private cloud. Okay, so there's a question. Milab says, is Kubernetes treated as a PaaS? Yes, Kubernetes is, as we mentioned before as well, it's orchestration software for containers. So containers is like virtual machine, but they're not virtual machines. And you do have to talk about the CPU and RAM for those as well. but Kubernetes is that if you have thousands of containers, how do you manage them? So it's an application that can be, but yes, when you are managing thousands of containers, now this is just a management application, we can say orchestration application, but not PaaS. PaaS is like you can go for, you don't have to identify what kind of RAM and CPU you need, but you do have to know what kind of underlying environment. So container we can say as PaaS example there, although it also requires that hey, give the CPUs and RAM. Right? Okay, so here private cloud, guys. Anyone has ever deployed a private cloud before? SQL apps also PaaS. So SQL can be deployed as IaaS. So you can deploy a full virtual machine, and then SQL can be deployed. Yes, SQL can be deployed as PaaS as well in Azure and Google Cloud. You're right. So platform as service, just an underlying. You're worried about the underlying OS and the application SQL itself. So, but SQL as a SaaS, I have yet to see. I'm sure they would be out there, but I haven't seen one that you log in and you start using SQL as NoSQL. Yeah, that one is offered as SaaS. That big table or the table service in or DynamoDB. So those NoSQL are actually SaaS based, where it's just a table in front of you that you can connect to your application. So that we can say as SaaS, but I have yet to see Microsoft SQL Server Enterprise Edition as SaaS. If it's there, I am not sure then, but I didn't find it till now. Actually, I really needed that. So HP GreenLake Services offers private cloud. We use that. Oh, okay. So Milab says HP GreenLake Services. Are these okay? Obviously, they are not free, right? OpenStack would be free in terms of private cloud. So, but what is a private cloud? That private cloud is that you download a cloud software on your own hardware, right? So OpenStack, if we go for open source cloud computing infrastructure, so you download the cloud software on your own hardware. So you would purchase 50, 100 Dell servers or IBM servers or HP servers, and on top of that you deploy the cloud software. So you're now offering cloud services to others. It will exactly work as if you were connecting to the cloud services of AWS, Azure, right? This is a free one, obviously, but others are because you said HP, so definitely, as you said, it is not free. So, but this is written in Python and cross-platform software. So you can just download that cloud software on your own hardware and offer cloud services to others, right? You can do that too. So that is called private cloud. And many companies have opened the business of private cloud and putting their own branding on that OpenStack and started offering to others, right? And then hybrid cloud is a technology that binds two separate clouds, public and private, and together for the specific purpose of obtaining resources from both. So you connect your private cloud to the public cloud. Now, how can you do that? Azure Stack. If you have heard about Azure Stack, that is, you can download the Azure cloud software on your own hardware, and then you can connect that Azure Stack to your actual public Azure cloud offering, right? So you can just download the cloud software of Azure on your hardware, and it will exactly work like as if you were connected to Azure public cloud, and then you can connect the private cloud to the public cloud this way. Okay, so now it says HPO on view, okay. So and then so that's the private cloud you're saying, right? And Demoda says I used to use it with Docker. Oh, okay. Use OpenStack, you're saying, Demoda, or Azure Stack? Oh, okay, cool. OpenStack, nice. Okay, that's great. So yeah, the private cloud is something that the companies would go for public cloud because they don't have to maintain their own hardware. But then many companies still don't trust I can say many of the CEOs still don't trust cloud, and they say that, oh, okay, it has to be in our network, and they have the budget to support that. That's why they would just insist that no, everything should be in our data center and should not leave there. Some are very security savvy, right? So in that case, they would go for private cloud. It would look like exactly, it will work like a public cloud, but you have to take care of your hardware. If underlying hardware goes down, you have an outage of your own, right? But the above software is like a cloud, which can connect to any other cloud as well, easily. Although VMware has created that, collaboration with all the cloud as well. So VMware can also connect with any of the mainstream cloud platforms. All right. Okay, so mine says where's the storage in case of private cloud? So storage, obviously, you would just have more of your physical servers offering just the storage. So the cloud software also provides the storage components there as well that you would deploy, and consider some servers as just the storage providers, and you deploy the cloud component of storage on them, and then you can upload all the services. But obviously it will be underlying our physical servers. And Milab says, so can I use OpenStack with my own hardware for free? Yes. OpenStack has been free for a long time. If they have some pricing model now, that I don't know, but it has been free for a long time. And your software, and they don't say any pricing model here anyway. So yes, it is free, and it's been supported by it a lot of. Is there a pricing model? Nope, still no pricing model. But yes, you can just download and go ahead, and so they also show you how to do that. Cloud Foundry, Terraform, OpenStack SDK, and on-premises public cloud at the edge. Public cloud is also there, but obviously they're gonna charge you. They're not gonna be offering it free. So yeah, but it's something that you should try, guys. Go for OpenStack, download it on your own hardware. If you have a good hardware, suppose you have a workstation there, Dell workstation, HP workstation, these workstations go up to 200 GB RAM, right? So you can have any of those workstations and deploy this on top of that. Okay, so Chetan says, what is the sense to use private cloud if we have to use own hardware, go with virtualization and saving cost? Yeah. So cloud, OpenStack is just that you can connect to cloud naturally, or the tools are more cloud friendly already. Otherwise, yes, you have a virtualization software already. So why would you need that? So unless you want those tools that are very cloud friendly, and it's much easier to migrate your workload from private cloud to public cloud instead of from VMware virtualization software, it may not be that straightforward to migrate your workload from there. And the price, the cloud software might be much cheaper than the virtualization software. Could be that, but I have to check. Mainly it's the cloud friendliness and the critical workload migration ease could be main choices there. Okay, so when we talk about all this, now what does this certification include? That is also what we need to do. So what does this certification include? We need to talk about that. Let me check. Oh yeah. Okay, so which one is this? Yeah, this one. So I'm gonna go for that link here, and I'll click that, put that link there as well on your side. That is talking about, so associate cloud engineer, and if I go for Control C here and Control V, so this is the link I put there on WebEx and WhatsApp. So what's going on here? Associate Cloud Engineer Certification Exam Guide, and it says an Associate Cloud Engineer deploys applications, monitors operations of multiple projects, and maintains enterprise solutions to ensure that they meet target performance metrics. This individual has experience working with public clouds and on-premises solutions. So they expect you to already have some experience on-premises infrastructure. They are able to use Google Cloud Console and the command line interface to perform common platform-based tasks to maintain one or more deployed solutions that leverage Google managed or self-managed services. Okay, well, you can use all Google services in short. So, and then there are some objectives. It's not some objectives, that's a long list of objectives that they have mentioned. So we're going to cover, like, I'm going to try to explain those as well, that what are we covering here. After going through AWS and Azure, pretty much you will see, oh, we have done that already. But yes, the way of doing the interface, the console is totally different. So yeah, familiarity to that would be also a very good idea. Now this is certification, and then if I go back here, then yeah, that's what I just read. An associate cloud engineer deploys applications, monitor operations, and manages enterprise solutions. Okay, that's what we do in Azure and AWS as well. The associate cloud engineer exam assesses your ability to set up a cloud solution environment, plan and configure a cloud solution, deploy and implement a cloud solution, ensure successful operation of a cloud solution, and configure access and security. Yeah. So what we are covering, like mainly what we need to cover is the compute. In any cloud platform, you need to know about compute, virtual machines and containers, right? And then storage, then networking, right? And then databases. And here Kubernetes, since it is, now coming again and again and again in every job announcement as well. So we're gonna try to Kubernetes. We're going to try to explore that too. So these categories have their many services there, and we're going to try to check it out. But obviously the concepts are same. How it works here, how it works there, that we need to understand. And so if we go ahead, the certification. Now, as you see that 2020's top certification is actually Google Cloud certification, although it's professional. But if you have on your resume this certification as well, that's gonna be good. So length is 2 hours for the exam. Registration fee is $125. Languages, these exam format, multiple choice and multiple select, taken in person at a test center or locate a test center near you. Okay, that was supposed to be a link, but it's not working as a link. And prerequisites, none. Wow. Okay, and recommended experience, 6 month hands-on experience with GCP. So if you have that kind of experience, you can go for the exam as well. And if we check it out, so well, that was the there. If there is anything new in today's page, so that's the new one. Exam delivery method: take the online proctored exam from a remote location, review the online testing, and take the on-site proctored exam at a testing center. So they are both proctored, which means they will keep an eye on you. It's not unproctored, it's just proctored. Okay, and yeah, no change. Okay, so I don't know why I have this slide. And yeah, I'm the only teacher on planet Earth, I guess, who's editing slides in front of students in the class. So there you go. Don't need that. Okay, let's go ahead. Now, Google Cloud has these services. Now, there's a brochure, and that brochure is on GitHub by somebody, and this is very, very interesting. So you should all have that. You can just download that brochure, but it looks like this. Wow, cool, right? I mean, all the services of Google Cloud in color coding in colors, right? Wow, that's a lot of services. Seriously? So I'll just put that PDF here, and you can actually print it and have it on, post it on your wall in your room. Okay. So these are all the categories, and then the service names there are going to tell you a good idea. It's going to give you a good idea about what Google Cloud is offering. Again, when we say it's a developer heaven, so yes, it is. And you will see a lot of services with weird names there. What are these? What do they do? When you see the explanation again, you see the what you just said. Can you just say it again? So anyway, compute products, and it has compute engine, app engine, Kubernetes engine, cloud functions. So it says, it gives the details as well, that compute engine is virtual machines, disks, network. App engine is managed app platform. You can deploy applications directly. Kubernetes is managed Kubernetes and containers. So managed Kubernetes just means that it's going to manage a lot of, Google Cloud will manage a lot of components of Kubernetes, but also you can also do some management, but a lot of management will be provided by the cloud, just like in Azure and AWS as well. Cloud functions, event-driven serverless functions. What is event-driven? So suppose a virtual machine, 5 virtual machines are all of a sudden shutting down for no reason. So or for some reason, but they're crashing or shutting down. So it's an event. And suppose you had some kind of event-driven alert there, or processes there in place, that if the machines are shutting down or have shut down, then you can just put a serverless function there that would either clone or start their backup machines, or clone them, or just try to restart them 5 times. So you can just put any functions there. Event driven just means if this event happens, do this in response, right? Storage products that Google Cloud has: cloud storage, object storage, and serving, nearline, archival, occasional access storage, cold line, archival, rare access storage. So this is what we talked about, infrequent access and frequent access, right? So, and archive access. So that is, nearline is archive access, core line is infrequent access, persistent disk is VM attached disks, and cloud file store is managed NFS server or network file system, or Linux based servers, right? So they just give those names. You just need to know what do they do really, right? And database products are cloud, bigtable, petabyte scale, low latency, non-relational. So NoSQL tables are there. Cloud data store, horizontally scalable document DB. So it is also a form of data entry that you can do. And for database administrators, this would be their favorite products there. Cloud Firestore, it is Firestore now, strongly consistent serverless document DB, and that is also for it's not documentation, it's databases that will get your data up, not only uploaded but also available properly. But obviously our DBA would really be able to identify. We're going to just try to talk about it and try to see the difference. Cloud memory store, managed Redis. So memory store normally is that your data is accessed fast. When the customers are on your website, they are accessing your data. So it should be on memory instead of not on the disk, on the virtual machine memory or the storage or hardware memory. So when any data is on memory, it is retrieved fast, right? Cloud Spanner, horizontally scalable relational database. So this is relational or SQL databases. Cloud SQL, managed MySQL, and PostgreSQL. So those SQL databases. And then analytics and products, Cloud Composer, Data Flow, Data Lab. So there are those, lots of services there, networking products. So what we are interested in, we're going to just go for those. Career peering, peer through a career. Carrier is, it's not career, it's carrier. So, carriers are normally ISPs, or you have their backbone network there. So DAG peering, peer with GCP. So remember that we had our VPC in AWS, Virtual Private Cloud, or VNet in Azure peering. So that peering is also there. And dedicated interconnect, dedicated private network connection, just like ExpressRoute is there in Azure, a dedicated line, expensive one with a lot of bandwidth. So they have dedicated interconnect as the name. Partner interconnect, connect on-premises network to VPC. Remember VPC in AWS? In Google, they also call their private network as VPC. Wow. Why aren't they, whoever copied to whoever, but they're using each other's terminology. We saw it first in AWS, so maybe Google is copying that. Or maybe AWS copied it, so we don't know. Okay, anyway, so Yeah, Cloud Armor, DOS attacks, distributed denial of service protection, and web application firewall. So then there is Cloud CDN, Content Delivery Network. CDN is the same in Azure, same in Google, in AWS as well. So Content Delivery Network, right? DNS, yes, it is Route 53 in AWS. It is actually Azure DNS there in Azure and Cloud DNS here. So pretty much you can see the same services there, right? Load balancing, NAT, VPN, service tiers, telemetry, virtual private cloud, VPC again, software defined networking. So you can see pretty much as if you're going through AWS products again. And management tools, that's a lot of management tools there. Stack Driver is actually their monitoring app as well, and Stack Driver monitoring. And then identity and security products are there. So Cloud IAM, this IAM was there in AWS as well, right? Identity and access management. So but there are other products here as well for identity and security. So if we go ahead now, these are some of the products that we talked about, but now Google Cloud knows that so many of the administrators have gone to Azure and AWS, so they have created a comparison for those who know or are very familiar with Azure products, how those products are compared with Google Cloud. So Google Cloud has put that for Azure administrators as well, right? So if I click that link, and I'll share that link as well, Google Cloud for Azure professionals, right? Google Cloud for Azure professionals. I'll put that link in WebEx and WhatsApp. So this document really tells you those who have come back from those who came from Azure platform background. So then Google is telling them why Google and why you should be adopting. So this set of articles is designed to help professionals who are familiar with Microsoft Azure familiarize themselves with the key concepts required in order to get started with Google Cloud as well. So that's interesting. But if I go down here, regions and zones, they talk about, as with Azure, Google Cloud products are deployed within regions located around the world. Each region consists of one or more data centers that are geographical proximity to each other, which are in geographical proximity, so they are close to each other. Both Azure and Google Cloud further divide availability into zones, and which are isolated locations within a region. So this is the same as in AWS and Azure. And if you go further down, they have put a comparison there. That's interesting. Before you go for an interview and you see that the job description is that you need to know actually AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud, or Azure and Google Cloud. So they say here, cloud platforms provide a set of core services: compute, storage, networking, and database. Azure's core services include the following: compute, Azure Virtual Machines, Azure App Service, Azure Kubernetes Service, storage. So they line up that this is what in Azure is, and compute here is in Google Cloud is compute Engine, App Engine, Google Kubernetes. So they give you exact comparison of what services there is actually the service name here. Azure Blob Storage for storage, and Azure Managed Disk in terms of Azure, and Cloud Storage in Google Cloud. Compute Engine Persistent Disks is Azure Managed Disks there. VPC, Virtual Private Cloud here in networking is Azure Virtual Network VNet here. Databases, Azure SQL Database is Cloud SQL. Azure Synapse Analytics is Firestore. Azure Table Storage is Cloud Bigtable, and Cosmos DB is Cloud Spanner. So that's a very good comparison of all the services. And there's a table as well. So that's very useful when the boss also says that, okay, what service we have in Azure is the name of the service in Google Cloud. So this is a table that you should be going for and have it handy with you. So if they ever want to compare that, what is called this service in Google Cloud. This is the same for AWS as well. So the other one is this. So nowadays for the job, you need to compare actually AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. So this is Google Cloud for AWS professionals. So again, this is also just try to save it somewhere and go to interviews prepared by having some more knowledge about what is called this in the cloud platform. So I'm just gonna put that in WhatsApp. And okay, so, and yeah, I need to update all those links here as well, really. Oh, okay, with chat, it's here. Okay, so, and this is the same for, it keeps on, so GCP free tier restrictions. We haven't talked about the services yet, but there's a free tier also that we need to worry about. It used to be 12 months free, now it is 3 months free. So you guys are lucky. I mean, like, not lucky, or maybe. So 90 days, 90-day, $300 free trial. So when you create a free Google account, it's going to be 90-day, $300 free trial. Though 300 is a lot of credit to use, right? We were not able to use in Azure free tier. Well, that was for 1 month actually. The $250 or $260, right? But it is. Oh, you see 400. Um, 400 Canadian, you're saying? Okay, so this is 300 US dollar you're comparing. So okay, and so 90-day. So how does it work? You can use all the services until 3 months are finished, and then you cannot use free. Or if within 1 month you used up all $300, so then free tier will finish as well. So whichever finishes first, either 90-day or $300. If $300 are finished already and you have still some days left, if $300 finished, your free trial is finished, right? What about 90 days? That for 90 days or 3 months, you can use the Google Cloud Services free within the free tier limit. Or after 90 days, it will be pay as you go. Yeah. So so not mere deleting resources at end of class. Well, we still will be deleting the resources because we don't want them to charge us for something that we're not using. And if the $300 are finished, then the free trial will finish as well. So yes, we have to delete all the resources at the end of the class. And okay, so that is $300 90-day trial. And second thing is free tier. You have to give your credit card obviously there, right? And all Google Cloud customers can use select Google Cloud products like Compute Engine, Cloud Storage, and BigQuery free of charge. Within, that's the main point, within specified monthly usage limits. There's a monthly usage limit as well, right? So just like Azure has 750 hours per month, or actually AWS has 750 hours per month for 1 year for a virtual machine or EC2 instance. So if you use more than 750 hours within a month, then obviously they're going to charge you. So that's why we need to delete all the resources when we are talking about this. And did I put that Google Cloud free program? Oh, I didn't put that link there. Okay, let me just put that with here as well. So, and here as well. So Google Cloud free program. Now we need to see that obviously, and what are the limits there. So this is the link that I already shared with you. So program eligibility. Eligible is that you've never been a paying customer of Google Cloud, Google Maps platform, or Firebase, and you haven't previously signed up for free trial. Anyone here who signed up for free trial before Google Cloud? So just don't use that email. And then we have to check that do they detect your credit card that you used in the previous free trial? Do they detect your email in the previous free trial? Can you create another Google Cloud 90 days with the same email or not? Maybe no one here has used the Google Cloud free before, right? Okay. So you just need a credit card added here, and program coverage, free trials apply to all Google Cloud resources and Google Maps. So, but you cannot add GPUs to your virtual machines, graphical processing unit, right? And then you can't request a quota increase for an overview of compute engine quotas. So what you cannot request is here quota increase. You can't create VM instances that are based on Windows Server images. Are you kidding me? You can't create VM instances that are based on Windows Server images. Okay, they hate Windows so much that you cannot even create a Windows Server images based virtual machines. Anyway, okay, so you can't create VM instances that are based on. Oh, okay, you copied that too. So that's a big question mark for us. Obviously, well, there's Ubuntu there. There's Red Hat. Oh, okay, Mohammad says, can we have a break? So, guys, it's 10-minute break or 20-minute break or break. So 10 is good. Okay. Break 10 mean too much knowledge. Hey, we haven't even started yet. Okay, so classes starts 7:42. Okay, muting now. So we were talking about the free tier as well, and let's go ahead and so well, we need to know some of the limitations there. Resource quota status, that you can't request a quota increase. For an overview of compute engine quotas, see this. So I went for resource quotas there as well, and checking your quota is here in my project. What are projects? We're gonna talk about that, but I just wanted to have some numbers. So CPU quota is the total number of virtual CPUs across all of your virtual VM instances in a region. So CPU quota is applying to running instances and instance reservations. Both normal and preemptible instances consume this quota. So well, the thing is that they haven't told that how many CPUs. For example, if you have 48 vCPUs remaining in a single region, such as US Central 1, but only 32 vCPUs remaining for CPUs, all regions quota, you can launch only 32 vCPUs in the US Central 1. So they're not giving full maximum limit. Oh, okay, there you go. So VM quotas are managed at the regional level and consumed by any VM. For example, CPU quota is a regional quota. They are just still giving an example there. So they're just explaining that how the CPU quotas will be used within the region and within the zone, but not giving maximums and minimums, right? So anyway, in the limits they should be giving maximums and minimums, just like Azure does. Okay, and there is CPUs. Yeah, that's the same thing that we were. Okay, guys. So let's go ahead and we've gone through all this free tier and introduction to GCP console. Now we still haven't talked about the services. So, but first, maybe we would be drying up if too much theory is put to us. So how about we go inside? So how many have opened a GCP free tier account till now? Oh, no one. That's strange. Oh, there you go. Me. Okay, so who else? So 2 have opened, 3 have opened, 4. So Mariam and Mohammed, Azaleen, Chintan, Nargis. Oh, you guys have all opened the GCP account 30 days. Oh, actually $300 and 90 days. And everyone is seeing $300 there. Well, anyway, if you have opened those accounts, okay, $300. Ashraf has also done that. Chintan also done that. Cool. So 7 of us have opened the Google Cloud account. Well, it's really not difficult. It's just if we go to our free Google or GCP free tier, right? So GCP free tier, and then we put that GCP free tier in Google and try Google Platform free, get $300 to try Google Cloud. Now, if you have already a Gmail, which the majority of us have, and you have also not or never used that particular Gmail with a free tier of Google Cloud before, then you can use that Gmail there. So solve real business challenges, blah blah blah. 20 free products there, $300 credit, free credit here, and free tier products are these. Cloud Run 2 million requests. So they're actually giving you the limitations as well. Compute Engine, one F1 micro instance per month, scalable high performance virtual machine, one non-preemptible F1 micro VM instance per month in one of the following US regions. You can only use US West 1, US Central 1, US East 1, and 30 GB, 30 GB months, wow, 30 GB months HDD. Okay, GB per month, I think. So and 5 GB per month snapshot storage in the following regions, and yeah, 1 GB network egress, outgoing traffic. So we get the idea that this is it. 9 hours per day of B instances, 28 hours per day of F instances. B and F just means here that it could have more CPUs and more RAM there, and so they have given that limit here, free tier. So this is what you could just go and check out. But then you can open that free tier account. For me, it is already open, so that's why it's actually telling me to go for the console here. If I go free usage limit, that's taking me to the same document that we have already gone through, right? All right, let us go ahead and now we can just try to go for the console. Now, if I go to my console for the logged in user, itguyme@gmail.com, so this is something I've used in last GCP course, and I still, what is Google Cloud equivalent of Lambda? Google Cloud equivalent of Lambda. I have to check that out. There are all the services. Lambda is AWS, right? So it would be against AWS. I opened that AWS Professional and Control F Lambda. So there are two Lambdas mentioned here, and that is FAS, or that is Cloud Functions. Okay, Google Cloud is Cloud Functions, and AWS has Lambda. So okay, so there you go. And this would be a very good comparison chart with AWS. And that is there. So definitely that's a good question there, and you can see always any comparison. So whatever service you already know in AWS and Azure, if you see that chart, you would know right away the purpose of that service in Google Cloud. Obviously they will have different weird names there, so the functionality of that service here, you can know the functionality of that service there as well in Google Cloud. Okay, so we were talking about this. I'm just going to go to my incognito mode, where actually I have opened that service, so it should not detect my Google account, IDGuyMe, with which I have already done courses last time, and I think I owe them $1 or $2, and for which they have really blocked me now. And I'm so lazy to give them $1, $2, and I have to go through that request that please open that Google Cloud for my this, and I want to pay you those $1 or $2. So instead I just created a new Gmail, and now we're inside. So guys, this is the console. Now how do I get there? Obviously you have to just sign in. So digital passion 2019 at Gmail. So if you go to console, then it's going to ask for your Gmail, and then it's going to take you to that, right? So how to know if the account is free account or not? So if you've logged in from the free tier, okay, that's one thing. And in the billing and subscription, obviously, normally it tells us that is it free or not. Yeah, it's always billing. So I'm logged in now, right? In Google Cloud. If you haven't used, if you filled up the form with your Gmail, obviously this is your free account, but does it say anywhere free? So this is our console, and I'm actually directly into billing right now, or it opened inside the billing. But if I go ahead and click the home button, so on the left side, if you see the three lines here, and you can see that there's billing here as well, right? So if you're in the console, go for the left three lines or navigation menu and click the billing, and in billing overview, when you go there, so this is the billing overview. And does it say free tier anywhere, guys? Because well, I didn't check that. And it should be in subscription. There's an upgrade written here. You will not be billed during the free trial. Oh, there you go. You will not be billed during your free trial. To keep your projects running after the free trial has finished, upgrade to a paid account. So this is one proof. And yes, as Mila was saying, that it is Canadian dollar 400 and US dollar 300, right? The trial. So, and free trial credit. Okay, so it shows on the right side already that it's a free trial. So if you go down to the right side, if you see the upgrade, it's just saying what is your current subscription. That's one way. And okay, there's another comparison there of AWS, Azure, and Google. Thank you, Chintan, for sharing that link as well. And so Mohammed has put a picture there, and so I'll put that first of all in here as well. Comparison of AWS, Azure, GCP. Okay, and then if I go for that, the picture. So this is a picture that Mohammed has shared. So add a billing account there. So it's asking to add a billing account. It did not ask us to add, but if it's insisting, well, Mohammed, you can just go to the left side top, and we're gonna do everything together. But if it's asking that, then click the add billing account and see what it asks. Normally, you should attach a billing account to your. If you have created that free tier, if you've gone through and filled up that form, did you give your credit card there? I think you did not give your credit card yet.
I did.
You did? So then click the add billing account and then see that what it's asking. And if you want, you can share your credit card front and back to all of us, so we could do some shopping for the Black Friday.
It's empty.
Okay, so yeah, but go ahead and add billing account, but it's not, normally it doesn't ask that. Why it's asking you? So okay, so it's going to be a simple click and just check it out. I'm sure it's going to let you, or it may ask us as well. Okay guys, so once you're inside the Google, so you can see on the top here as well, free trial status, $399.62 credit and 90 days remaining. With a full account, you'll get unlimited access to all Google platform. Okay, we get that. And it says here activate. So free trial status, and it says activate here, right? So we haven't activated anything yet. Okay, so what asks is what is the best time to create the free tier Google account during the course? The best time, if we think hard, the best time would be yesterday, right? That we should have created the account already, but Moisak, you can just create now. It's okay. I mean, it's just a free, it's like put your name, put your address, and put your credit card, right? So we need the Google account created now. Like before the class was also okay, but you can do it in 5 minutes or like that. So it's easy. It's very easy, right? Just fill up the form and attach a credit card, and you're done. But yes, it's yeah. Another thing, yeah, you just joined today, so last week actually I said that please create that account. Sorry, I forgot to mention that to you. But I think it's going to be very easy for you to just create that now. Even if you don't create now, before the next class, just create it and follow the video, because we're recording all that as well. Oh, am I recording that? Yeah. So, okay guys, if we see here on the left side, you can see home here, right? So if we click the home button, so in home button you can see marketplace, billing, APIs and services, support, IAM and admin, getting started, security, compliance, and anthos. Wow, anthos. So migrate to containers and all other things are here. Service mesh. So you'll see a lot of weird names here, and we need to know what's going on. But when you click the home button, so and I'm going to click the home and click the dashboard here. So once we click the dashboard, so on the right side you can see project info. So what is project? And you can see on the top as well, my first project. So the thing is that we can create project, and project wise resources are distributed. So remember that there in Azure you were creating resource groups, and within the resource group you can collect all the resources, 10 virtual machines and 2 storage accounts and 1 network. Suppose you created VNet, so you attach it to one resource group. At the end you can delete that resource group. That's the same thing here. You create a new project here and you attach all the resources to that project and the billing as well, and then you can delete that project, and everything inside will be deleted. Hopefully they still have that since the last course. I see a lot of things that gets changed and I'm like, oh, seriously. Okay, so anyway, this is a project, and within the project we need to create resources. Now we're not gonna mess up our default project here, which means a working area where we're gonna create virtual machines, we're gonna create users, we're gonna create a lot of other resources, but let's not create it in your first project. This is a default one. This is where inside you're working. So if you click that, my first project, and this down arrow here, right? This down arrow. So if you click that, you can see that there's my first project written here, and it's search projects and folders. So there's a new project written here, right? So it's better to do all the experimentation in a new project, and because you cannot delete your default project. In fact, if they have enabled that feature as well, that you can delete your default project. So this is my default project here, and if I click inside that project, this is the project that I'm in. But when you want, suppose you want to create a project for sales department, so sales department project, right? All the virtual machines of sales department, all the networking and databases of sales department can be connected on that sales department project. Then marketing department project. So we get the idea that the resources will be attached there. At the end, when we delete the project, all the resources attached to this project will be gone, right? But just to understand more a bit about this project, what does it contain? So projects, we should understand what we're doing. Any GCP resources that you allocate and use must belong to our project, right? Okay, so it is like a resource group. Yes, Mohammed Abbas says it's a resource group, and Chintan says we can't delete my first project. Yes, we cannot. And just like in AWS, you were able to delete your VPC. Inside that VPC we were working, right? If we delete that, we cannot even work. So this first project is our that working area, but we should not compare it with VPC because that was just purely networking, although it was a whole network space in AWS. Here in the project, it's like a resource group as well as it's pretty much like a resource group. So you can delete the second project, third project, fourth project, but not the first one, unless they have added that feature. There's an option to shut down the first project. There you go, Milab says. So unless, and we used to not be able to shut down this, but yes, if you've discovered that already, so you can shut down the project. And shut down just means that it's marked for deletion later. right? So this is like AWS, where you delete the VPC, default VPC, and then you can't even log in, right? Then you have to talk to support. They will create a VPC for you, virtual private cloud for you, and then you can work anything. So this is the project strategy, exactly the same thing. In only Azure, you cannot delete your default VNet where you're working, but in AWS and now in Google Cloud, where the project are, if you're able to shut down the project, this means yes, you can delete it. Okay, so any GCP resources that you allocate and use must belong to a project. You can think of a project as the organizing entity for what you're building. A project is made up of the settings, permissions, and other metadata that describe your applications. So yeah, whatever resources you create it in the project, right? Resources within a single project can work together easily, for example, by communicating through an internal network subject to the regions and zones rules. So the resources that each project contains remain separate across project boundaries. So project has boundaries as well. Sales department project virtual machine cannot communicate with marketing department project virtual machine unless you manually interconnect them. You can only interconnect them through an external network connection. Okay, so you can, but obviously it is manual process. But otherwise, virtual machines of one project cannot communicate with virtual machines of another project, right? Okay, so each GCP project has a project name, which you provide, a project ID, which you can provide or GCP can provide for you, a project number, which GCP provides. So we can understand that it's like a resource group in Azure, and but there's a difference here. Within a project, resources can talk to within a project, resources cannot talk to the resources of another project. So it's while in resource group, suppose you have a virtual machine in Azure resource group, that virtual machine can talk to a virtual machine that is in another resource group. So this is different in project here. One virtual machine in one project cannot communicate with a virtual machine in another project. So, but we're going to check that out, how to intercommunicate the projects with each other, and we're okay. So yeah, then it talks about in a diagram or in a slide that authentication, authorization, accounting is handled by the IAM in identity and access management. But since we were just exploring the inside, and then we're going to go back to our slide there. So right now we were exploring the inside of our Google Cloud platform. So you can see that there's a dashboard, there's an activity, there's a recommendations here. So activity obviously would be the real-time monitoring reports there that you get about what's going on here, and activity at 5:04 something happened, completed Google API. 5:04 I created the project. Actually 5:04 I created this account. So just giving that activity details. Recommendations, then obviously it's monitoring your whole Google platform subscription and whatever you're doing. Suppose you created 20 virtual machines, you created 1,000 users here, and you created one network and one storage account. So it would give you recommendation according to the best practices of the vendor, right? But since we didn't do anything, so there's no recommendations here. Now in the marketplace, you can see all the images, and the billing area is there, API and services for connecting to outside applications, and support, IAM and admin. This is our first stop here. But how about we go ahead and go to a My First Project here, and then click that down link here and create our project for today. So let's click that new project here. Remember that we were creating new resource group, either we were creating a VNet or we were creating a virtual machine. We were asked to create a resource group. So here we're going to manually create a new project ourselves, right? So let's click new project here. And then it's just asking, hey, what do you want to name this project? And you can just go for your first name, project, and today's date is 18Nov2020. Okay, 18Nov2020 here. and project name is there. If I click outside, yes, it's okay. There is that browse button for the organization. Max we can do 11 projects only. Oh, there you go. So yeah, for today we're going to create one, and it has that you have 11 projects remaining in your quota. Request and increase or delete projects. So yes, we can go for 11 projects. Oh, this means that suppose you are creating separate environments, separate set of resources, one project, second project, third project. One project has 20 virtual machines, other has 3 virtual machines, next one has 50 virtual machines. They need not talk to each other over the network as well. So yeah, with free tier we can have 11 projects created separately. So okay, and thanks for pointing that out. It's written here, and manage quotas. So yeah, you can delete some projects if you want to create yet more projects. Okay, so then there's an organization. If I click the browse button on the organization, so no organization has been defined yet, but we can create. So what is organization? You can connect multiple projects under one organization. Suppose a sales department has 3 or 4 different types of actual construction projects, suppose, are going on. So within one organization called sales department, suppose you can go for one project Toronto, second project Ottawa, third project London. So you can go that way as well, but we don't have an organization yet created, but we can create that later. So for now we're just creating a new project here by the name of your first project and today's date, right? And click create, right? So once you click create, so it used to take forever to create a project, but hopefully they have improved. Okay, they have really improved. So yeah, it's created already, and it stopped here, right? So which project you want to select? So is it my first project, which is showing here as well, or the project that you just created now, just now is showing there, and this was, for me, it was 3 hours ago. And I'm going to select the project that I just created. So I'm going to click that, select project, right? So once we click the select project here, on top now you can see that you're inside this project. And whatever you're doing, you're creating resources or anything else you're doing within this project, you want to change and start creating in the other project, you can just drop down and select the other project then, right? So I'm going to cancel out from here, and I just want to make sure that for today's project, I'm doing whatever I'm doing here. So if I go down to the dashboard of my created project, so you got project name, project ID here, and project number, right? And then whatever the resources you have added, which is none, trace, no trace data from the last 7 days, and getting started. So okay, you want to do something here, you can do all this. And there's that news here, plus documentation about compute engine and everything else, and the Google platform status and monitoring, right? So on the left side, we can, so first of all, we created our own project, right? And we are going to just explore some more here. So pins appear here. Suppose you want to pin something else, it's going to appear here. So there's marketplace, billing, and APIs and services, support, IAM admin. If we go to, well, it's the top one, marketplace. I was going to go to billing, but let's just explore the marketplace first. It should be a walk in the park. Wow. Okay, marketplace. Once you click the marketplace here, so obviously just like you have images in Azure that you can create, third-party applications that are available on Azure platform and AWS platform. So you have 1130 images, types of images of virtual machines here. And for Google platform, there are 50 applications there, APIs and services, and you go ahead with container images, 85 container images already there. Wow. Okay, they have their own repository here, and other services, right? So if you and you see there Elastic Cloud, Elasticsearch, managed services, Apache Kafka on Confluent, and then other services. If I go down, WordPress, Nginx, web server, right? NVIDIA Quadro virtual workstation, Ubuntu. So compute engine, app engine, Kubernetes engine, that's view all 50 types here. And you go down, so all kinds of third party and our familiar Windows Server 2016 and 2012 are also there. And Barracuda, Cloud Gen, so it goes on, right? So this is the marketplace, obviously we need to go for that. Now I'm just waiting for that message to come that, hey, you haven't activated this. Activate means what? That this project, your Google platform should start using that 90 days and $399, right? So we haven't activated that yet. So there's an activate button showing here. But let me just go ahead. We understand that it's marketplace. We can just add any virtual machine. If I go to the left side, there's a virtual machine here, right? This one, the categories. So if I click the virtual machine, so these are all the virtual machines here. If I go for any one of those, MySQL secured by SG, right? Shielded MySQL server with encryption. If I click that, MySQL, 30-day trial available, and it's gonna launch a virtual machine, and the instance uses a trimmed down version of the OS, thereby reducing the attack surface significantly. So trimmed down version of the operating system Ubuntu is being used here. And pricing, if I go for pricing here, it is $48 per month and a product trial credit. So there is that pricing available. And if I click launch, this is if I click the launch button here, new MySQL secured by SG deployment. Configuring APIs, this may take a few minutes. So I'm launching an image of a MySQL web server installed on top of Ubuntu operating system, Linux Ubuntu operating system, and I'm deploying that virtual machine or compute engine into my project, right? And one day, Monday or Sunday, it's going to reply. I think I should move out from Scarborough because of this slowness, or I can move back if it is fast again. And we see some okay, so here new MySQL secured by SG, and it says this zone US Central 1F it's going to deploy it on. Its deployment name is SGTD MySQL Shielded 1, but you can see Central. We're not in Central, right? We're not actually even in US. We're near East, and we always go for US East 1. There's BCD for US East 1, and A is not there. So if I select B for no particular reason, but US East, yes, we are nearest to US East, so that's why I selected US East. So this is just a just a trial of the whole environment. First of all, hey, how about we deploy an image with some application insight? So how does it work in project? Where does it show? Can we start it? Does it charge us? Is there any other thing that we need to know? and then we're going to go for IAM there as well, and introduction to other services. So US East 1B I've shown here, and machine type is small one shared. If I go ahead, now this is small one shared 1.7 GB, and G1 small 1 vCPU, and okay, yeah, sorry. So 1 vCPU, 2 vCPUs, 2 vCPUs. So obviously we're going to go for the smallest machine here as an image, and upgrade your account to create instances with up to 96 cores. Wow, that's huge. So this is how a machine would show, and this is how the interface would show. Email address optional. This email address will be used to send alerts and reports. Okay, you can put your email address as well. Boot disk, standard persistent disk here, or SSD persistent disk, or balanced persistent disk. So different levels of performances here. You want standard persistent disk or SSD there. It shows here storage space is much less expensive for a standard persistent disk, and SSD persistent disk is better for random IOPS or streaming throughput with low latency. So obviously you need more speed, you go for SSD, and boot disk size is 10 GB. So we're just going for all the defaults, but we are seeing the whole interface and process, a wizard process that Google Cloud Platform takes us through. So networking, when we go to networking, there is default network, and 10.142.0.0 is the default subnet here, and you have reached the maximum number of one network interface. Okay, free trial. So we have limitations here. Then there is more written here, right? So if I click the more, so it says IP forwarding, you want it or off. Okay, we want it off right now. I accept the GCP marketplace terms. There's a I accept, and then by ticking this box, you accept and agree to the terms and conditions of this trial. Ouch. Okay. Yeah. And well, overall, if I click deploy now, right? Deploy. We're just going for some sample image right now from the marketplace to be deployed in our Google platform, just to see the whole process. We create a project. How does it appear inside a project? Are there any errors? Do they have any other requirements? Just like we deploy a virtual machine in our resource group. So is that process conceptually the same or not? Well, this will define. Okay, lots of tuck coming there. I'm just moving some stuff here and there. Okay, so the image is being deployed, and it's using the G1 small. Actually, we saw that there was F1 small that we were allowed. So it's lightning fast deployment, and it's taking so much time. So lightning fast deployment not. Okay, it seems to be deployed, and so once it is, so it just showed all the processes there, and generate password 1, 2, and everything. So we can just go back to, this is our project within which we were doing. So where would it be? Selected defaults. Yeah, I selected all the defaults, no change anywhere, and accepted the terms and conditions. So that virtual machine was deployed. So if I go to navigation menu here, the 3 lines, and if we go down to the app engine, so in app engine normally it's just saying that, oh sorry, not app engine, compute engine, sorry, both have engines, so that's why this is app engine is for application, obviously compute engine is for, and app engine is kind of okay, so there's that virtual machine that we deployed as an image, and it is started as well. So it's in VM instances in Compute Engine, and US East 1B it was deployed as I chose. Internal IP is this on NIC 0. External IP has been given. The public IP has been given as well. So in Compute Engine, the virtual machine VM instances, that image was deployed. And since it is Ubuntu, so they also offer the SSH way to connect. Open in browser window is there, open in browser window on custom port, open in browser window using provider private SSH key, view gcloud command, or use another SSH client here. So Mohammed says in chat, we need to configure inbound rule. Inbound rule, well, the thing is that when we go to the virtual machine, then we can, because in the wizard it did not ask for that, so this means that the access should be already made available, and since it's already image that we deployed first, we should have deployed a virtual machine. So if I go to open in browser window, so I'm just showing that overall in a project, how would you typically deploy something, right? Normally we should go by IAM, Identity and Access Management, and create users and groups there. Then we should reach the virtual machines here. But just to deploy something, and can we deploy that? Yes, if we can. So you can see that I'm pretty much logged in now from the browser, what I selected. So this means that we didn't have to create an inbound rule there. I just went to SSH here and open in browser. The machine is already green, so it is deployed, right? And the second thing is that when I click open in browser, so if I just, so this is here ls, and it just shows you different type of, okay, so yeah, that's where I'm just going for Windows command there. User ls minus la, user ls minus la. Thank you, Milab, for that. Okay, user ls, oh, use, okay, minus la. Nope, it's Ubuntu, so maybe it's okay.
You don't need to put use, just write ls space dash la. You don't need to put use.
Yeah,
You the use.
I thought that was just in Ubuntu.
Come on, you're
Hey, I
enjoying
don't
it
know
now.
Linux at all. I'm a Windows guy. So, okay, so thank you, and thank you for exposing that I don't know Linux. So, yeah, I'm so hurt now. Okay, just kidding. So, okay, guys, here ls minus la, and okay, what is minus la do? What does minus la do? ls, okay, it shows the directory. List attributes, oh, okay, thank you. So yeah, thank you, Mila, for that, and I should be going for Linux, so anyone here to teach me Linux, let me know. I'll just and let me know the fee as well.
$500 per hour.
So yeah, this means that somebody has to teach me Linux from now on. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to, well, the main thing is we can deploy, the underlying platform is straightforward, it's good, we can deploy a marketplace image of Ubuntu. You know, I should have tried with Windows Server 2016 because it plainly said that in trial version that you cannot deploy a Windows image, and that was rude. So We could have actually tried for marketplace for Windows image, especially just to confirm that they really don't allow us to deploy Windows image. Are you kidding me? Well, it's underlying resources that are used, yes, less for used less for Ubuntu, but they are used more by Windows, right? Um, okay, so yeah, so CH mode. Chintan is also expert in Linux. So it's only me. Okay, thank you for making me even more conscious now. So I'll be starting a Linux course privately, and next week, yeah, we'll talk about Linux commands. I know I'm not gonna do that. I'm so lazy. Okay, so anyway, this is just a typical deployment. I don't need that. In fact, I'll just click that instance, and I'm gonna go for stop button here, right? Because yeah, you can go ahead inside and try to do anything, but the main purpose is that in this project, excuse me, can we easily deploy a marketplace image or not, and what is the interface and the installation procedure, where does it show up, can we connect. So till now it was pretty smooth, right? No surprises, no stopping anywhere, so we're kind of good. And okay, learning. Well, I stopped that machine here, or it is still stopping. So if I go to the bell icon here, if you don't like Bell, you can go for Rogers icon as well. So anyway, stop VM instance. So this is Bell icon is just like in Azure, right? So similarities you can see from AWS and Azure here. Anyway, that's gonna keep going, and it's taking forever to stop. Now let's go back to our, within this project we deployed this, right? Hey, how about if I go outside of this project and go to my other project, which is my first project here. If I click my first project, so my first project loads here, and I'm on the same view of that project where the VM instances obviously is not available. So we get to know that, which we already knew, that the projects, wherever you deploy the resource, obviously it's going to show only there, and it's not going to show on the other project because we didn't deploy it there. So I'm going to go back to my project that we created for today, and now the virtual machine shows here, or whatever resources you've deployed. But the good thing is that it shows the same view on the second project when you go, or any other project you go, it shows you the same view there as well, which is good. That you get to compare right away that which resource was deployed where. So that's one thing, and it's stopping, and I'm going to refresh that, and it's still stopping. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to this navigation menu here, and then go to home button and the dashboard. Home button and dashboard, right? Okay, so CPU has gone up now, and the project is, there's a project setting there, but obviously we need to go for billing right away and check out that we have we set up any alert. Do we need to set up any alert after stop a VM? Mariam says, is there any bill charge for that? Normally it's taking a storage, so there will be deducted from the 399, which has already been credited to us. So some of this will be deducted if we don't delete it. It's per hour charges. So if for 1 hour it's still there, yes, there will be small, very small, 0.0000 something cents deducted from here, 399. Okay, so if I click the billing, and month to date total cost 0, and billing account overview, and not enough historical data there. My credits increased to 666. This one you're talking about, promotional credits. Trial for MySQL. Wow. Because we deployed, I think everyone's credit increased there, because they're saying you're trying MySQL, so that's another 266 in happiness. They're so happy now that in happiness they're going for uh, 666. So that's cool. So this means that if we keep this for 30 days, then this will remain 66. If I delete it now, then yeah, it should be gone. Should be gone, but so we're going to check that out as well. Well, we're gonna have to read that project today, right? So we're gonna know that firsthand. But obviously, if this machine is there, so it will use up that much of underlying CPU that they're expecting, and they're giving that. Hey, why don't you just take some more because it's gonna really eat up your your credit. So maybe that it's not maybe databases are kind of heavy on CPU and RAM, right? So anyway, this is we're in the billing area, and payment overview is there, and billing account manage is there, billing health checks is there, and there's a view all health check. But if you go on the left side reports, obviously all the reports will be there once we start accumulating some of the tasks there, and you can see the projects current month, all projects current month, all services, all projects, all services last month. So it goes for that, and current month is going on, last month, last 30 days, it goes up to year to date, even last year as well. And group by project, or do you want to group by service if you want to see billing or SKUs is just product version, which version of the product you standard or premium, which product you want. So it's not just by project, it can give you. And then tax, you can just click the tax and go for tax added there as well. And then cost table, it's not cons table, it's cost table. And obviously it's gonna tell you that view and download cost details for a specific invoice month. So what are the cut down of that cost breakdown? It's gonna really actually break down your cost for whatever has been billed to you. And commitments, if you have, this is summary of your committed use discounts by commitment type. For compute engine committed use discounts, view committed use discounts analysis to see how your commitment overlays your usage, or visit the committed use. So you have committed for 1 year, you have committed for 6 months. It's going to show you the reports of that. And then comes the budgets and alerts. So there's that alert, and it's better to create a budget alert. And you know that what budget we give here, we give a lot of money there, a huge amount of money, that if it reaches that huge amount of money, then only alert us. Before that, don't alert us, because we are all millionaires. So okay, let's go for that big budget that we're about to create an alert for. So let's click the create budget. So it's in the billing, and then budgets and alerts. So there's a create budget here, right? So if you click the create budget, and then just alert when we are charged. Okay, that's straightforward. And yeah, whatever projects we create, all projects, all services, whatever services are used, if we are charged, just go for it. Alert us, wake us up, send some drone with a cold water, Okay. So anyway, next, so we give a name, and it's all projects, or you want to go for one specific project, then it gives you that too, or any of the specific services among 1519 services. Wow, 1519 services are there. Are you kidding me? So discounts, promotions, and others. Yes, if you have any promotions, go for it. Like, let us know. Next. So once we click next here, so specified amount, and we go for a big amount here, and that is already written here. So okay, so specified amount. So if it goes more than 0, alert us, right? That's how it works. So you can put 1 here as well, out of embarrassment. If you're too embarrassed that, hey, 0, are you kidding me, Teach? What are you doing? So no, we're gonna stick to 0 here, and click next. So it's good to know that if it is more than 0, this means that something is accumulating, something got charged, and we need to know that what exactly got charged if we were careful all this time. And percentage of budget. So amount is 0, trigger on. So trigger on 50%? No. Can we go 0%? No. Percentage of budget. So 0%. If I click anywhere else, if it doesn't even take that, so that's going to be cost range. So that's it. Trigger on actual. So that's it. Threshold is this. 3 thresholds. If it goes from 0, then 90% when it reaches of the budget. But we haven't defined any budget, right? So there's a threshold that you can add if you have added some budget here. So then you can add that. Okay, when suppose you put $10 here, when 90% of that or 60% of that is reached, then of $10, then alert me. So you can go for fixed budget here as well. Well, so since we did not put any budget, so no need for changing this as well on the left side, the percentage of budget. So if we go down, email alerts to billing admins and users, yeah, link monitoring email notification channels to this budget. Monitoring email notification channels. So monitoring workspace and maximum 5 monitoring email notification channels. So if you have other monitoring emails created there, you can just create that. Connect a pub-sub topic to this budget. Select a project and pub-sub topic. Anyone who can view the budget will also be able to view the project ID. Okay, so we're not going to click all these two. We're going to go simple email alerts to billing admins and users. So obviously your email, this is our Gmail here. In my case, it's new Gmail for me, digital batch 2090 at Gmail. Okay, so I'm just going to click finish, and it should just send us some kind of email alert. So does it say that go there and click some button? No. Specified amount, the billing account, and okay, so it does not ask us to actually go there and check if the email is correct or not, right? So we're good. So this is important. If you haven't created an alert, you must create an alert there. And I created a new Gmail, so I would put a forwarder there from that Gmail to our Gmail. And so that's what I'll do. Okay, so budgets and alerts, and then there is billing export. You can just export all the billing reports there, and then there is pricing here as well, right? View SKUs with historical usage, view all SKUs. SKUs just the product version or type of product. But the thing is that you can go for pricing for my billing account. Wow, billing account pricing. So if you want some detailed billing, obviously they will charge you more. If I click that view all SKUs here, so then they say cloud healthcare and structured storage, GCP, cloud AI industry solutions, AI industry solutions. So I just click that one, right? So you can just check that what kind of billing you want there and how intensive the billing should be, right? So and they're listing the price if you want more kind of healthcare, cloud healthcare, and they're also showing the location like Montreal and Oceania. Wow, seriously, where's that? Okay, anyway, so view SKUs with historical usage. So we haven't had any historical usage yet, so that's why there's no information about that. And documents and transactions. So whatever documents, no documents at the moment. They will create a document report for you, and you can just download that. Transactions, whatever transactions happened till now, no transactions, thank God. And payment settings. So that's where your credit card is, and just look away from here and don't look at my credit card. Thank you very much. Well, it's not showing here. So, and then payment method. Oops, that was a credit card thing. Hey, shh. Look, bird up there. Okay, so I'll just change that. And account management. So our project's linked to this billing account. Okay, this project is linked to this billing account. Only this project is showing because we're inside that project, right? So if I delete that, obviously whatever resources are going on will not be then monitored for billing. And I don't have anything in my first project. You remember the name of the first project? My first project? That has nothing there right now. So, but we have, created a billing for this one. Okay, so this is overall about the billing, and just like any other, in other AWS and Azure, you have billing areas, so you have here as well. If you go out here to the 3 lines and then So we went for marketplace and billing, APIs and services. We're gonna be touching that as a theory topic later, because so guys, whatever is the programmers and developers resources and tools are there, obviously we will then touch it at last, or we'll follow all the exam objectives, or try to follow the exam objectives. Now this and the next one is not as in depth as Azure, but yes, many labs are coming for you, so here as well. So, and the support, you can just go for chat support, phone support here as well. Hopefully they're good, and hopefully we don't need to have that support available. Not available, we don't need to use that support, hopefully. So we go down to where we were supposed to go. Oh, okay. So that was scary. What happened? Okay. Chintan shows that there are 2 projects showing there, but for me, it's 1 project. Why is that? Guys, do you all see 2 projects showing there? Or, okay, those who are following, do you see 2 projects showing there? Or 1? That's, so that's what's supposed to be here, that it should show me the first project as well, but it's not. So, if it's showing you the 2 projects, that's good. Oh, Milap is saying 1. Ahmed is saying 2. Mohammad is saying 1. What? Hey, that's not where, so it's different for different people. So, we could just see this. Those who are south of Toronto, I think they're seeing 2. And those who are, in Toronto or north, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that cannot be the case. So
in action button, there is a disable billing, change billing. What is that?
Okay. Here we go for my screen. Okay, here I'll just put the participants back here and chat. So some have 2 projects and others have 1 project. Wow, that's a mix up of. So I'm just going to go back to billing here. Oh, but are you inside the my first project, Chintan, or are you on the second one that we created?
So go to account management.
Yeah.
All the way down.
So if I go to dashboard, so first of all, billing is normally global. So if I go to home and dashboard, I'm inside my new project, today's project. And when I go to billing, so it doesn't show what project, but the details are here for the billing. If I go to, where was that? Billing, I think alerts, right?
Account manager on the last. All the way down.
Okay. No, not billing and support.
Go all the way down. Account management.
I still see 1. Yeah. So, and then disable and change billing. Okay. So disable would be obviously that it will disable that billing. But change billing, there are no available billing accounts to link to this project. So if there's another billing account with a credit card connected, you can change it to that. Maybe that credit card has more money and this one is running out. Okay, so Milab says, I think it shows only those projects that have resources in it. So did you create any resource in my first project? I think nobody created a resource in my first project. Guys, those who do not see, or who do see my first project as well, did you create any resource? Did you create anything in the first project? So we can confirm it that way as well. So yeah, if I go to home and dashboard and I change my project, right? If I change my project, my first project, where I did not create any resource actually. So if I go to billing here for the first project, the default one, it has no linking. So this is the thing. Those who have clicked the link a billing account, they would see that I did not do that. So this is
yes. I click on link billing account, something like.
So this means that some of us went to billing directly in the my first project. I didn't go to billing, so I did not link it. Those who went, they linked it.
So that is the reason, yeah.
Very good. So okay, that's good. So I'm just gonna click the link of billing, and then billing account is my billing account, and now it should show us as well. So that's good. Comparison, and well, that is good. I'll just okay, now it should show me. If I go to account management from here, it shows both exactly. I just didn't go to the billing there. Okay, so home dashboard, and then I'll change the project again. And billing and account manager. Obviously it's gonna show here as well. So that's good, guys. So hopefully everyone's is showing 2 now. And okay, so if it's showing 2, we can go back to navigation menu here, and so we were talking about, well, there's no use for going to support now, but you can go for opening a chat there as well, chat support or phone support, right? Or community as well. So there's a IAM and admin. So we can go to IAM and admin within our today's created project, right? And once you go there, so on the top it says IAM, or Identity and Access Management, and there is permissions, there is recommendation history. So these permissions affect this project and all of its resources, but obviously we're going to go for permissions. So there are some default management accounts already created there with editor role, but you can see that there is owner role here. And when this is members, right? So then there is another one, another tab called roles, right? So roles right. Instead, I should have said Rolls Royce. No, Rolls right. So roles here, and there are 2 roles only here now. Okay. So editor 2 accounts, and owner 1 account. Okay, that's what we were seeing in the members as well. If I go back to this members. So guys, now how do we add another account here? So how about we create a new user, right? And we give it any other roles permission. So what are the roles there? When we create a new user here, we're going to see that too. Yeah, there you go. Click add. But before that, you can also see down here the roles as a separate option as well, right? So this is a list of roles that we can go for. If I click the roles on the left side here, this one, so then you can see all the roles that are available for all the services across. Now this is the exact same thing in Azure as well. There also it is called role in Azure Active Directory, and here in IAM it is also called roles. Makes sense. And this is for whatever role you want to give that user. So, or you can create a role, which means that you can customize and add some different tasks there, or different kind of options there. So, well, roles overall is here, but we go up there to IAM. Okay, so break number 2. It has over 680 roles. Ouch! It has over. Roles. Okay. So that's a good catch. So okay, guys, there's a break, and all right, thank you, Munaf, for that. And IAM, we were there, but Mohammed is asking for a break, so let's take a break, and that's the second one, 10 minutes, right? So let's go for 10-minute break. Yay! So 10-minute break. So 10-minute break, and it is 8:51. So it's gonna be 9:01. Yay! Class starts 9:01. Okay, muting and stopping the video. Right. right, so we go back to our console here, GCP console, and we were talking about the adding a user here, and once we add the user, so we can give it some kind of role here as well, and privileges, right? So if we click the add button here, let's click the add button inside the IAM, and once you click the add button, so can you create a user within here, like we used to create in Azure or we created in AWS? Can you create a user here? The word is create. So if I just type here, suppose your first name user1, then it tells us this: email addresses and domains must be associated with an active Google account or G Suite account or Google Identity account. So this means that you can only add a Google account or Gmail account, right? So you can't just name a user and click create and it's going to be created. But you have to add an existing Google account here as another user. So this means that we can quickly create one or two Google accounts here, and we know how to create that, right? So just go to new Google account and quickly create one, right? So new members, and it just says that Google account email. You can see now the details here as well: user at gmail.com, Google Groups, admins and googlegroups.com, or service account server at example.gserviceaccount.com, and G Suite domain, or you can just put a G Suite domain if you own one, right? So what we can do is we can actually go for an existing Google account and add it here as a user. So if I just keep that page up, and I can go from incognito to another incognito, right? So I click here on the three dots and then go from the top right. I will go for new incognito here. We need to put some kind of permission somewhere. So oh yeah, so how about non-Gmail account? Okay, so how about if I go for your first name, America Salon 3 at outlook.com, right? So when I click that, email addresses and domains must be associated with an active Google account. So that's the answer. Nope. And it clearly says here it has to end with either this, or G services, again Google's service account, or G Suite domain. So anything else is actually not allowed. So that's something that if anything, so guys, go ahead and try for your Yahoo, for your non-Gmail account, non-Google account, right? And it won't let you do that. So what we can do is we can quickly create a new Google account. It's no big deal. So I'm just gonna go for new incognito window from here, and just go for new Gmail. I'll just type new Gmail here and quickly go for create a Google account, right? So I'm gonna go for create a Google account here, and for myself, so it's a create a new Google account, right? So we've all created a new Gmail, right? So I'm gonna create a new Google account here. It's taking Yahoo. Oh, okay, so Chintan says it's taking Yahoo. You're kidding me, man. Really? I mean, like, yes, I know, I mean, really, but really? Like, okay, anyone has a Yahoo? I have a very, very, very old account. I hope it checks. When you say taking, so did you just give a role to that? Maybe you gave a project and owner and then tried to go for, oh, it did not give you this error, right? I think your screen is about to come in front of us, I guess. No, but the thing is that if you don't get this error, yes, you're good. I'm not sure why you're good, because it says hey, add one of the following, and there you go, your screen. And click anywhere else and check the owner. Yeah, Yeah, project and owner. Yeah, it's already on project. Yeah, and owner. And click anywhere else. Anywhere else? Well, yeah, you can save as well. Hey, that's not fair. I think you have places, not places in high friends. Friends in high places, right? What? This is your currently used account that you're going for? Okay. So, guys, anyone else has a Yahoo account and you have tried and it works for you? Because
Yeah, it is currently in use. Yeah,
okay, it's
so I
currently
don't
in
know.
use.
Yeah, it's working for me too.
And Outlook is not working for anyone. Anyone has an Outlook account or Hotmail account?
Okay, let me try Outlook. I have an Outlook account.
Outlook is
So
not.
it's anti-Microsoft. So it's anything but Microsoft. This means.
So it's a war between Google and Azure.
Yeah, this means. Okay, so it should clearly say in that question mark that if you put Microsoft account, we will ban you forever, right? They should just clearly say that. But Yahoo is working. Thank you for confirming and reconfirming that, and thank you others who have also. Oh, so Mohammad Isaac says it's not taking any other except Gmail. Okay, so there's there could be a reason for that too, and but we can all confirm if any of the other accounts are being used, because even last time it takes Hotmail. Okay, there you go. Oh, I have a Hotmail account as well. Let me just try mine. Hotmail, was a very old domain. Maybe they forgot to ban it. So Yahoo for me isn't working. Okay.
Is it possible it is linked with the Gmail account, all this Yahoo and all, so that's why it is taking?
Link with Gmail, Yahoo.
In the phone or something like it is linked. Possible.
I have a Hotmail account.
People say Yahoo is not working, right? So.
Oh, my Hotmail is also working. So some of the domains are not working here and some of the domains are working. So yahoo.com is working, hotmail.com is working, but not for everyone. And
So this one is linked, like currently you are using, right?
Well, yeah, it is
The
in
Hotmail.
use. Yes, you're right.
So might be it's linked to Gmail somewhere.
Actually, yes,
Possible.
you're
That's
right.
right.
Because they did do a linkage between Yahoo and Hotmail, as far as I know. So they must have
Yeah.
accepted some
So I,
domains. Yeah. Okay. My Gmail got accepted. Yeah, Gmail is okay. So guys, Yahoo for me isn't working. Okay. So this means that, guys, the main thing is, suppose you go for Yahoo, right? We don't guarantee that it will be compatible with all the services, because they don't mention any of those domains here, and they are mentioning specifically these domains, right? So maybe we are able to add, some of us are able to add, so I would suggest go ahead and add that too, but also add a Gmail as well. Then you will be able to compare that with Yahoo, when you're trying to access some services of the Google cloud platform, so you're not able to do this or that, but with Gmail you're able to do everything you can, right? You want to. So it could be that too, because it's very different results from different users. So but Gmail is what they have mentioned in rules here, right? So I'm going to quickly create that Gmail as I was creating now, so I could use it for the whole of the course. In fact, my suggestion is go for 2 or 3 Gmail accounts there for yourself, and create them.
you can type the new user over here, new member, and it will, like say, instead of going to Google and create account, type you can type here and see it is working or not.
New
And
user means that the Gmail that you haven't created it yet, but you can just create that, right? That's what you're saying? Like,
yeah,
I haven't created your first name 01, and today's date is at 18Nov2020 at gmail.com, and then go ahead and add it. So it says email addresses and domains must be associated with an active. Oh, there you go, active.
okay, got it.
So yeah, and I'll just go for that. But yeah, my suggestion would be, if Chintan, you can still use a Yahoo Plus. If you can also add a Gmail, that would be better. So you would be able to actually compare. In fact, I will also add my Hotmail here. Okay, that's a good idea. So guys, here your first name 01 and last name would be the date of today. So that is 18Nov2020. And I'll go for username here. Your first name 01 18 dash hyphen 18Nov2020 and at gmail.com. Password, we can go for class password. Our class password is small ABC, capital ABC, shift 123 without shift 123, or whatever complex password you want to give. Small ABC, capital ABC, shift 123 without shift 123. Sorry, only letters and numbers and periods are allowed. Only letters A to Z. Oh, hyphen is not allowed. Okay, I'll go for dot. Dot's okay. Yeah, dot's okay. So your first name 01. Well, that will be not okay for me. So I'll just go for my first name 18Nov2020 instead of 01. Okay, so that's acceptable, and I'll just click next, next, and finish, right? So I'll give this name 18Nov2020 and next. Are you sure that you've entered your name correctly? Oh, they don't like this. Okay. Okay, now I'm okay. They're not okay with that. Amir SH. Amir. What's wrong with them? Oh, okay, so here SH. It should not start with a number, I guess. What's wrong with them? Okay. Really? Are you kidding me? November 18. It should start with a letter. November 2020. They're not okay with the date at all. Okay. So Amir Shazad. Okay, that's my name. 1. I hope they're okay with that. Okay, they don't like numbers at all. What is going on, guys? Okay, I'll go for some other name because I wrote it for some of the other accounts as well. So they're not letting me go ahead at all. So I'll click next. Oh, now we're okay. I should have clicked next for anything else. So phone number 164755494446, and recovery email address is okay, my usual idguime@gmail.com, and my date of birth. Now you should not be seeing that. How old am I? So that's I'm gonna. It's gonna be hurting my feelings now, right? So June 1976, and gender. Yeah, I'm old. Okay, so why? Okay, let's go ahead. Next. And send. Yeah, so it's gonna send a notification here on your cell phone, and quickly just get it over with. 381, 351. Oh. Verify. Done. Yes, I'm in. Okay. So another email created. I agree. And now okay, so I'm inside my email, and it was your first name 18Nov2020. So that was my Gmail. It is created now, and so once it is created, I'm just gonna go back and check it out if I can add it here now, right? So it would be my first name 18Nov2020 at gmail.com. And yes, obviously it's gonna accept that. And do you want to make that user as an owner, or so there's project, so project owner, project editor, edit access to all resources, project browser, access to browse GCP resources, which is just browse, and viewer, read access to all resources, right? And then there is access approval approver. Wow. Access approval config editor and access approval viewer. Somebody wants access to some of the resources of your project, and do you want this to be delegated to some other user who is going to be an approver, right, of request to give privilege to any service in Google Cloud. So, and then access contacts action. So it goes on and on and on and on. So what do you want to give access? Which service you want to give access to? So that's what it's doing. So I'm just going to go for project, and I'm going to go for owner here. So this is another root account that I'm creating here, or having all the privileges, right? But it's just this project, which means that this account should not have access to the other project, right? Only this project. Within this project, I'm giving access, right? So owner for this project, there's a owner role, but then there's a add condition here as well. If I go for add condition here, so there's condition type here, and there's time, schedule, day of week, hour of day, expiring access, resource type, service name. So you're the owner of project, but for how long? And so suppose there is a time limit here, so you can just give a some kind of time limit. Actually, we should not be. So condition expiring access. So there's an expiring access, right? So if I go for expires at, so suppose I go for expires dash at, and then I put that there, Control A, Control C, I put it in description as well, expires at, condition builder, and then there is that time, and I go for expiring access. So once you go for expiring access, so you can go for by or duration. Expiring access has, well, it's the same that we selected, and then I can go for actually 3 months from now or 4 months from now. I'm sure we're not going to take that much time for this GCP, but November, December, January 31. So this account should have expired the owner privilege on January 31, 2021. Right?
You can change, right, in case it is only yours.
Yeah, we can change anytime, because the owner is giving that, so owner can always change that. Okay, and there's a you can just add conditions as well, and there are grouped conditions. So a group of conditions can also be there. If I go for condition, add condition is going to be exactly the same thing. Hey, you want to add one more condition here, and that's again those types of conditions. So resource types, resource service. So if I go for resource type here, type is, and then the resource type is. So for disks that in this project you're giving, he's a owner of the project, he or she's a owner of the project, but exactly what he or she should have access expired at this above time. So expire access to firewall configurations, expire access to this guy for disk configurations, expire access to this guy for instance creation or deletion. So this is, we can just keep on adding conditions here as well. So I'm just gonna close that, and well, I'll keep this 3 months here, and I'll click save here. So this means that we have added a condition, other than we are adding the owner role for that condition may not be added to basic roles. Are you kidding me? Oh, okay, yeah, that would make sense. It is there, but obviously if you're giving top ownership to someone, and then you're saying that, hey, you still although I'm expiring, I'm the root account, he's not the root account, right? But it makes sense that if he's the owner, he or she can do anything he or she wants, right? So he or she can actually change that too. So maybe that's why they're saying that. So if I go for project and editor, right, and expires at basic role, so it's just saying that any of the basic roles here in project level, the condition is not acceptable. Suppose I go for access approver, and this one, now it's okay. But on the project level, well, this is the least one, right? Viewer, it still says no. If you go for project level, you're not giving conditions, then you're not allowed to give conditions. Anything else, you're good. So we get that there are conditions here. We can use the conditions as well. And the thing is that I won't be able to use that because I want to give this user account project level access. So I'll simply go for project owner again, but I want to remove this condition now. So I'll go inside and click the cross sign here, and the condition is removed, and save. So oh, okay, I need to actually, oh, there's a delete button, seriously. There's a delete button on the top, right? So I'll click the delete here, delete this condition, and confirm. So yeah, condition is deleted, but we can give condition, that's what we know. 922 does not work. Milaport does not work. So this is one that I'm adding. I'm going for, well, I can add another role as well, but I want to add another user, which is Hotmail user, just to keep that in perspective, that how long could they work, and do they work exactly like the Gmail account that I'm adding here. So I'm going to click send notification email. I'll just click that, send notification email, and the condition is, oh, okay, condition does not work, that's what we meant. Okay, so let's click save. I've created a new Gmail account. I've given it a project owner role, and then send notification I've added here as well. But we understand this whole page here, hopefully, and click save. So once we click save here, updating policy, so there is another account that has been added. Invitation send. Oh, so you need to, this account needs to accept the pending invitation. So Elab says non-Gmail accounts like Hotmail will not work since it asks you to log in with that account to the GCP. Milab, did you try that? Because if you are able to add it, okay, there you go. So why, yeah?
Can I add, if you don't mind?
Sure. I would suggest that please add
Okay,
Yahoo
so
and Hotmail. Anyone? Yeah, you were saying?
okay, so I added my Yahoo, and then I realized that I can log in from my Yahoo into this project. As in, I can.
You can.
It just created a button that's telling me to, informing me that I've been added to a particular blah 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 blah, and then click the below link. Yes, and I click it, and immediately I'm inside this console.
With the Yahoo or Hotmail?
That's with the Yahoo.
Good. And
I think that is poor security.
yeah. So if you're inside,
that is very poor security. That's poor.
Yeah, if you're inside, you can go to navigation menu here, and you can you see this compute engine here?
Okay.
With Yahoo. So if you go to compute engine, you can go to this VM instances, right? Compute engine and VM instances. And once you're there, do you still have that? Did you deploy the machine as I deployed at that time?
No. I didn't deploy a machine. I just deployed the member.
Okay.
We're adding Yahoo as a member. We're adding.
So can you create a machine? Like there's a plus sign here, right? With a Yahoo account.
Okay, with my Yahoo account.
Do you see the plus sign?
All right, let me do that.
Okay, so click the plus sign here, and if it opens, if it opens with this page, then yes, Yahoo has still all the privileges as well.
Yeah, but my worry is that it is too porous. It didn't even ask me for a username and password. Just because I'm logging in from that Yahoo email account, it's just giving me express access.
Then you would just need the sign out, sign in, and you can know that as well. But are you able to see this page right now?
I'm going there.
Just to confirm. So if it can see this page, it should see an error. Otherwise, it should see this page. This means that non-Gmail accounts, for some, are working fine. For others, it's not. So Milap says it did not work for me with Hotmail. Oh, okay. But this means that Chintan may have added the Yahoo as well, and so Yahoo has more privileges with Gmail than. So they may have blocked some domains and allowed some domains. I'm going to check with Hotmail as well. Oh, okay. So Eris, do you know where to go?
Yes, I do. Yes, I have that option. I can say compute engines, VM instances, create, import, or.
Okay, so this means your Yahoo account actually has all the project owner
rights
right now. Thank you for confirming that. And I'll close this. and I'm gonna go back to my this IAM, where I've just added Gmail account. I'm just gonna go to add user, guys, and I'm gonna add that Hotmail because it was able to add me at hotmail.com. So I'm just gonna add this one as well, a non-Gmail account, and I'll keep it there whenever I need it in future. So I'm gonna go for project owner here as well, and it seems to be accepting everything. Send notification email and save. So yep, Hotmail is added and pending owner approval. So it's okay. Chintan says I can add Yahoo and new Gmail account successfully, waiting for invitation. Okay, cool. That's very good. So I'm gonna go for my new Gmail account because I need to make sure that it is actually working. So pending acceptance is showing there for my Gmail account, which is on in another incognito mode. This one. So I'll just click that Gmail. There's a Gmail, and the invitation should be here now. It's a new account. Okay, so yep, it is there. Join my project on Google Developers Console. Really? It says Google Developers Console. Okay, so, and there you go. I invite you to join the Google Developers Console project, and there you go. So this is the link. I'm just gonna click that link, and I should be inside the console, and I'm just gonna go to the compute engine directly. Okay, first it says welcome, and then countries, there's terms and email updates. Okay, so I accept invitation. I'm gonna click the accept invitation now, and I'm inside the console here, and I'm inside that project. Now I can try to check if I can go to the other project as well, because I'm the project owner here only, but I don't see the other project. Okay, first limitation, and that's good. I can create a new project. It's there, but I cannot see the my first project. So that's good. I am having this account, new account has access to only this project from within this Gmail was added. Okay, and if I go for new project, because I'm the project owner, but can I create a new project as well? If I go to new project here, I'm not gonna actually create that. You have 12 projects remaining in your quota. Before it was 11, right? So anyway, I think I am able to create that new project as well, right? So I could, from this account, I'm gonna go ahead and create a random project here, right? Just to check that, does it completely create a project, or does it give me an error? No, you're an outsider. Well, with project ownership, yes, I'm able to create yet a new project as well. So that's good. Yes, I'm a project owner, so I should have all the, but I cannot see the other project. I can see two projects now, the one I created, but the previous one, oh, if I click all, no, I cannot see the other one. So that's good. That's good. And if I go down to, so I can create a new project, I'm assuming I can do anything with compute engine as well, and that's a Gmail. So if I go to VM instances, and so click on the menu at any time to find solution. Yeah, okay. And I can see here so I can go for VM instances. I can see the instance that was created by the other account, but I cannot create it. Okay, there you go. Create instance, right? Create instance. If I click the create instance, if the first page comes, I'm good then. Yes, the first page comes. So I am able to do anything here as an project owner of this particular project. Now this also means that if we delete that project, we're deleting pretty much everything, which is not good. I mean, like, we created a project for today. Seems like we can stick with that project and not delete that, and actually delete the resources inside one by one, because then we have to add the other day next class when we create the project again for that day, then we have to add this account again, and we have to create a new instance, which we were doing before as well in Azure. The resource group we were creating every time, new one for that day. So yeah, if you have a new Gmail created just like I have, so we will be able to add that Gmail to the project of that class, right? So we can always just add that Gmail at that time, and it's going to be manual, but yeah, we can just add Gmail as a user to test things out on that user in terms of permissions, right? So Chintan says, try your Hotmail. It's asking to log in after click on invitation link. Oh, okay. I'll try my Hotmail account as well. So this one is created, and Yahoo is already successful. Array has confirmed that, so it's good. But I haven't confirmed my Hotmail account, which I hope I remember the password of. It's an old one. Yeah, you know how old. It's old. So okay, I'll go to my other screen actually, and because I need to actually guess my password. So hotmail.com. Ah man, it goes to outlook.live. Sign in. Okay, and then yeah. Okay, I'm on the other screen, guys, and I am trying to log in. Okay, I'll drag the screen now here. I think it's so this is the Hotmail account. Oh, okay. So I have that remembered in my browser, but I need to drag it back because I don't want to show my $1 million transactions here, which are not there. Just kidding. So it's opening the Hotmail account on the other screen, and if the invitation link is there, I'm just going to show you that too, and then I'll click from that invitation link so I could be redirected to this project from Hotmail. And it's still opening. Really? Well, it's been long since I opened it, so. So maybe it's not opening because I came back after so long time, so it's not very happy with me. Wow, it's still opening. Serious. Oops, as soon as I put there, yeah, there's my Netflix. Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly check out and tell you if I got an invitation here, and maybe it's in the spam because I don't see that.
It's not working for me as well, like password is right.
Oh, so it's not letting you.
For me, it's I recall like new password, new account, something like that. It is not the same.
Oh.
Yeah,
So this is my Hotmail, guys, and thank you for Chintan for sharing that. So this means it's not going to work for me as well. So this is the invitation on my Hotmail, and I click this now, invitation. So it's asking for, okay, this is sign in Google account with Hotmail. Wow. There should be a message, are you kidding me? So, and then next. Oh man, seriously?
Yeah, it is not letting me.
Wrong password.
So it is like Gmail, so it is not allowed to Yahoo or what.
Yeah, so okay. So Milab is also saying it does not let you log into Gmail with a Hotmail account. Exactly. This makes sense because maybe Yahoo domain has a collaboration with Gmail, and some of the other domains may have that, but Hotmail may not have that collaboration, right? So, and they are arch rivals as well. So we get the idea that okay, even if you are able to add, you cannot log in.
So it's added because of its link somewhere, like Gmail link somewhere in the Gmail. So that's why it's allowed to add, but I don't think so you can log in.
Yeah, it could be that. So guys, this is proven now that.
Mr. Amir, can I ask a question, please? If I create more than account with owner role, and then we see now the owner role can do anything, can create an instance, can delete. So could you please later show us how to check event viewer to see who delete what and who add what. And,
Oh, okay. So if I delete something, then it should be in the event viewer, and which is the event?
yeah, please. Later,
Sure.
just please.
Yeah, well, I
Thank
just
you.
will check that word delete there. If the word delete is there in the event, I will know. If it's not created there, then yeah, I will have to check why it's not created. Sure. So, okay, here, well, we are able to add, so I'm just going to go back to IAM and admin here. And in the IAM and admin, oh, now I'm logged in actually from that other account, which is, yeah, which I created, and this is the owner account here. Other than that, this is, I was able to click, but I was not able to log in, so it's still saying that pending acceptance is there, invitation sent to Hotmail. Okay, so that's very strange. If you can, if you're able to send, and it ended up in the junk mail. That from that place I had to actually click that. So I'll click that, not junk, on my other screen, and then go inbox because it was not doing anything. Oh, now it's opening. Okay, so let's go ahead, guys, and there's that IAM permissions, and then there's a remove button here. Then there is also recommendations history, which is since it's a new account, so it's gonna be all the recommendations. It's going to go for vendor best practices, their best practices, right? So I'm going to go to left side. We now know that we can add accounts. Best is to go for G Suite based account or Google based account of any type, which are active accounts, and we get to know all that. And then we go for identity and organization here. So it says that enterprise onboarding checklist. Use the Google Cloud setup checklist to set up Google Cloud for scalable, production-ready enterprise workloads. So by completing the checklist, administrators for your organizations can do the following: manage user accounts and groups for employees, create organizational structure, and centrally control all of your organization's projects and resources, configure security guardrails. So they're just saying that, hey, administrators, you really want to go in an organized manner to configure all your accounts and have some central management capabilities, so you should go for the checklist that is suggested for you. So if I click that, go to checklist here. So this checklist helps you to configure Google Cloud for scalable, production ready. Yeah, we read that. Your current account, this is not associated with an organization on Google Cloud. This checklist is designed for administrators who are trusted with complete control over a company's Google account. So in other words, they're saying, hey, log out from this one and log in from the other one. That has the complete control, right? If you already have an administrator account for your organization, sign in with that account now, or ask your company administrator to start the checklist. So, okay, but this is a checklist. You must first complete task 1. Okay, we understand that. Set up your cloud identity, domain, and organization resource. Add users and groups to your cloud identity. Set up administrator access to your organization. Set up billing. We did that. Set up resource hierarchy, access control for your. So that's a very good checklist to go through to properly configure with vendor best practices the IAM and admin area, and obviously the central management and monitoring that you want to configure. Set up networking configurations, set up logging and monitoring, configure security settings for apps and data. So for this is like we're going to do throughout the course. Obviously these are the tasks one by one we're going to go for. So either you cross-check this checklist always whenever you're configuring with vendor best practices. We're going to do that one by one anyway, so we don't really need to fill out this checklist and do those tasks right away, because throughout the course we're going to be doing many of those tasks anyway. But if I go for preview here, add users and groups, so obviously this is just adding users and groups, or I'll click preview just to see what exactly are they talking about in the preview. So who performs this task? GCP organization admins. What you do, then they just tell you how to do this task. Whatever task they are going for checklist, they're giving you the details of that. So that's very good, that they give you step by step even that how to do this task, what to do and how to do, right? So that's very good. But yeah, we're gonna be doing that throughout the course anyway. So I'm just gonna go back here. We get to know that, okay, so there's a checklist they provide. I'm gonna go for IAM and admin and identity and organization. So it's particularly you want to configure the whole identity and organization stuff here. So follow the checklist. Then there is policy troubleshooter here. Enter the following fields to check if the API application programming interface call will grant the principal access to a resource. If you have access logs turned on, you can retrieve from them from stack driver. Whenever you hear the stack driver, this is just one-stop monitoring applications there that it's related to monitoring, that it's going to let you see some log files and reports, just like we have their CloudWatch in AWS, and we have Azure Monitor there. We have stack driver here, right? So, but this is policy troubleshooter. If you have created some policies here, then it can troubleshoot for you. If you have created some connectivity, some applications there, then it can troubleshoot for you or give some reports for you there. Again, this is the sentence you're gonna hear a lot, that it's for developers. So anyway, the thing is that a policy troubleshooter, there's a lot of documentation there as well if you're more interested. We're gonna come back to some of the tools there, not all according to the exam objectives, but whatever are straightforward, not programmer related or developer related, we're gonna just try to explore those first. And then there is policy analyzer as well. Again, that's the same thing, that have you configured organization level policy or any kind of roles and policies here. So it's an upcoming topic still. Query templates are only supported for an organization or folder. Select an organization or folder to proceed. Now guys, there may be some limitations when we come to configuration of IAM, identity and access management, right, and administration. So it's better not to stay logged in from this account that has been given a project based role, but it does not actually have all out permissions and privileges like the root account with which you created the subscription of Google Cloud. So this is something, we don't want any limitations on whenever we are testing anything, right? So we tested that this account can log in, it's a project owner of this particular project, it's good enough. But well, I'm just going to log in from actually the other account, the one that is the root here, right? Now this is a good screenshot that I need to take here. I should take here for my own records, that these are the two accounts I have here, this account and this account, or at least the Gmails, so if I forget in case. So I'm going to switch that. Although I should be signing out from this here, I should be signing out, right? So I could properly just know that only this account is logged in. So I'm just going to sign out from here. And then it says this is also signed out, but I want to sign in from here. In fact, we created a new account here, right? So I'll just close this whole incognito, the new incognito, another incognito, and I'll go back to the previous where I was continuously working from. Oh, that was the machine I was logged into. So this is the one that I was logged into. In fact, that's not incognito as well. Seriously, oh, this is the one. Sorry. Yeah. So here, this is my root account now. Digital Passion Post 2019. Wow. So here, all these users are there, and I can see both the projects here as well. So we're good. And so this is policy troubleshooter we were talking about. If I just click those, identity and organization again, oops, it kicked me out, so I'll just kick myself in. Oh. I think it's yeah. So guys, we're gonna continue from here. but we need to actually get our project shut down as well and deleted. So what we can do right away is we can go ahead. You have to register your Hotmail account with Google. Okay, Shubh says that. Oh, okay. So Shubh says that I can log in using Hotmail. Oh, that's good. So I was gonna try this after the class and check some documentation, but you've already confirmed. Thank you, Shubh. So see WhatsApp for image. Okay. So I can log in using Hotmail, and if I show that, oh, wow, okay, so you're logged in from Hotmail here. That's really nice. But did you have to do something, Shub? Like any extra step, manual steps? You have to register your Hotmail with Google. Huh. Okay, that needs to be explored. How can we? Is it associated with a Google account? The Hotmail. So, Shub, how to register? Do you have a link for that? Although we can Google that too, but since we can all feel lazy.
No, I just go to that GCP trial page, and it says start now. Then when you start, you can put in your Hotmail account, and it will register you
Oh,
with
okay,
that.
okay, okay, okay. So create a new Google account and then use your Hotmail email instead of creating a new Gmail account. Whoa. Oh, you can do that too. Yeah. So then it will be registered with Gmail, the Hotmail account. Wow. Never heard that before, but that's cool. Yep.
So it's a create new account with Hotmail ID or Yahoo ID,
Oh, we
right?
can do that. Wow. So here, inheritance, analyze permissions, enroll. So yeah, when I click that link, then you're saying that we should register as well. So okay, guys, this is also confirmed that Hotmail you can log in still from Hotmail, but you have to register it with Google, right? Although I have to explore step by step then how to do that. Okay, Miriam has shown a link there. So if I'll click that. Sign into your Google account with another email address. When you create a Google account, you automatically get a Gmail address. But if you would rather use another email address to sign in, you can link a non-Gmail address to the account and use it to sign in, recover your password, and get notifications. When choosing an alternate email, follow these requirements. You can't use a Gmail address. You can't use an email address that already linked to another Google account. Okay, so this is the way. And to add an alternate email account, so Google account, you might need to sign in, personal use, remove alternate. So guys, there's this useful link there. Thank you for that. And okay, so guys, let's get back to. Thank you for sharing that, and let's get back to deleting what we have now. And so this is IAM project now, guys. Suppose if we delete that, so my that marketplace image virtual machine will be gone, and this account added will be gone. But we can always add, not this one, this account. Sorry, this account. Your first name, the new Gmail account that you created today, right? So we can always add that in the next project as well, right? But we can just then. So if I go to the projects here, where do we get to shut down this project? We can just go to the this is a project here, right? So we can click that, and then there is my first project, right? And so if you click that, normally it used to be here, but I'm also going to check it out. So if we go for the three lines and go to the home and dashboard, the shutdown should be there then in the main dashboard, right? So project info and hide card, get documentation, get project settings. There's a get project settings here. So home, dashboard, and there's get project settings, and there's a shutdown, right? So once we click the shutdown, this is like you can also enable it again. Well, it's going to tell you now. So I click the shutdown here. When you shut down a project, the following will occur: all billing and traffic serving stops. You will lose access to the project. The owners of the project will be notified and can stop the deletion within 30 days. You can stop the deletion as well. The project will be scheduled to be deleted after 30 days. However, some resources may be deleted much earlier. The project will be scheduled to be deleted in 30 days. However, some resources, yeah, we just talked about it. To shut down project, just go for the name here. So obviously this is just like a resource group, but it says that it's going to delete in 30 days, not now. Seriously. So, but the resources inside will be deleted much earlier. Now, how much earlier? Yeah, I'm just going to shut down now that project, right? So I just put the project name and I'm able to shut down. So has now been shut down and scheduled to be deleted after 18/12. So in 30 days, right? And press OK. So if it is shut down, one thing's for sure, we're not being charged for the resources we created. That's one thing that we can be sure about. Now next time we can just create another project, or we can even enable this project. So if we click that and you don't have permissions to view the permissions of the selected resource, but if we go there, there's settings, resource pending deletion. So if I go to settings here, this project here, and it doesn't say anywhere unshut, but we'll check it out later. Let's keep it shut down for now. Okay, it's better to create a new project, because then when we unshut, so resources will come back, although they will not be charged. We will not be charged. That's the main thing, right? Okay, guys, so we shut down the project as well, and now we can well, that's it, shut down, and that's it. So see you on Friday, and we're going to continue with IAM and admin, and there are a lot of other features that are there that we need to explore. So see you this Friday. Thank you very much, and bye bye. I'll stop the video.